it! Caught and run from Jordan Wright! And that's a shot! Zach Hall, what a play!
Oh, a moonshot.
Oh, he rolled it! What a catch! What a catch! Bear's coming home. And he hits it! What a play! What a play! The double play from Jerry Langston! And that ball is out of here! Walk-off home run, Jake Oliver! He's amazing at all. I don't know if I like it. Oh! He got him! Oh my God! He dropped the play before he was there.
Chad Aubrey with the first.
Flare it up. What a play for Peter McNeil!
In play, that's a fair ball to Jake. What a play from Jake Oliver!
And that is destroyed! Tie game! 60.
That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Justice already took advantage of that. What a play over at third.
He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's going to be out. Jordan Rice tags out Trey Cluxton right.
Ground ball right back to Jackie. Bobbles the ball.
Flips it over to first and still gets Alex Harden.
Crotch, get out, ball later! Two.
And he might have just missed it. Caught and run from Jordan Wright. And that's a shot. Zach Hall, what a play!
In play, that's a fair ball to Jake. What a play from Jake Oliver!
And that is destroyed! Tie game! 60.
That's That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Justice already took advantage of that. What a play over at third.
He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's going to be out. Jordan Rice heads out. Trey Cluxton right. Puts it over to first and still gives Alex Hart.
Come on, get out, ball later.
And he might have just missed it. Got it wrong from Jordan Rice. And that's a shot. That's a what a play. Bears coming home. And he hits it. What a play. What a play. The double play from Jeremy Langston. And that ball is out of here. Walk-off home run. Jake Oliver. Fancy it all. I don't know if I like it. He's down. He got him. He dropped the play before he was there.
That's in play. That's a fair ball to Jacob. What a play from Jacob.
And that is destroyed. Tie game.
That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
To that. What a play over at third.
That's in play, and he might have just missed it. Caught it wrong from Jordan Rice.
Cross, get out, ball later.
And that ball is out of here. Walk-off home run. Oh, top of the out. His Bears coming home. And he hits it. And that's a shot. Zach Conway. He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's going to be out. Flips it over to first. I don't know if I like it.
He flips the first. Oh, and moonshot. Oh, he robbed it. Flare it up. What a play from Peter McNeil.
Tyler Clout will be here today. He might be making an emergency start for the Mojo, depending on how Trey Cluxton pitches today. Trey Cluxton, the all-time Nighthawk pitcher and third baseman, will be starting game one. The plan was to go with Dominic DeMuro, but he will be arriving late. And that leads us to Dominic DeMuro, who absolutely torched the Cyclones last week. And without Dominic DeMuro, we'll see how the Mojo can play.
It's going to be very interesting.
And we'll send it down now to Molly Foley with Mark Campanero.
Hey, thanks, Jack. What's up, ballers? It's Molly Foley here. In typical Seattle fashion, it is a wet one tonight, but I'm joined now with Mark Campanero, captain of Pacific Pilots. Mark, your team is so far undefeated. How are things looking tonight? Will the conditions be an impact?
You know, it's never easy to play in the rain, but we're not going to let them affect us tonight. You know, we're just going to play through the rain, and I'm confident in my squad. I really love playing with these guys, and, you know, we were able to go 3-0 last week, and I think we can do it again, so I'm pumped. I'm pumped for tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to a good one. I understand that there's some notable storylines here from the Pilots pitching staff, with DJ Oliver off to an extremely hot start, and then our season debut of the other pitcher of the Pilots. How are things going with that?
Yeah, it's good. DJ's been on lately. Like, he's been so good. I was actually facing him in practice today, and pitches are moving for him, so it's going to be tough for the opposing hitters. Brad, he's back. Number 2, he's back today. I'm excited. I'm pumped to have him back. We're really excited for both guys, and I think it's going to be a good series.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Thanks for the help on the name there. And then, Mark, I have to ask, you know, our roles are reversed here tonight. You're playing, not up in the box.
Yep.
What's that dynamic like? Is it a bit different? Do you enjoy playing more than commentating?
You know, I enjoy both. I really love both, but I love playing. I think playing is so fun. I love playing sports, and I always have. Announcing was something that I just kind of discovered when we started doing this league, so that's also something that's incredibly fun. I love them both, but very excited to be playing tonight.
All right, looking forward to a good one. Thanks. Back to you, Jack.
Thank you, Molly, for that. Let's now get into the Pacific Pilots lineup. DJ Oliver, starting pitcher for the Pacific Pilots. Huge reason why the Pilots are 3-0. DJ Oliver, early favorite to win MVP, if not the Cy Young. He was a rookie last year, and this year he continues to make strides. He's got a 1 ERA. Mark Campanero, the captain for the Pacific Pilots, will be starting at third base. Silver Slugger from 2 years ago. We'll see if he can compete against the Mojo here in Dominic DeMuro, his Rookie of the Year winner when he became a rookie in 2021. Keaton McKay, on-base machine at second base. Josh Campanero and Brad McGinnis will join the lineup as well, DHing in Game 1, but will most likely get the start in Game 2. And here we are, the first pitch. Pilots Mojo. DJ Oliver will lead it off. Ball 1.
First pitch of the season from Trey Clugson there.
That's 61.
No pitch on the gun, 61. Trey Clugston, as a Nighthawk starter, he had the offense, but pitching was never really his strong suit.
Yeah, you know, he'd always come in those games, and I remember me and him would face off every once in a while, and those games would usually end in like 20-20, something like that, something outrageous like that. So, I mean, let's see if he's had some time to clean it up a little bit and see what he has to show us today.
It's interesting for me being on his team for the last 3 years, as DJ whistled that pitch right there. Trey's always been a clutch pitcher, but most of the time, you know, when it's a 0-0 score, he's prone to giving up a fair amount of runs.
Yeah, he can definitely get hurt by the walk ball a lot. You know, sometimes he has trouble with his command, and like you see right there, he's the first batter that he sees today with a walk. So, I mean, that's going to be the big thing with Trey, is getting the command down and throwing a lot of strikes.
It's always tough for pitchers in their first start of the year, trying to find the zone. Game 1 is specifically, as the batters are kind of a little more tentative. They don't really know what the pitcher's got, if they got their A game or B game. But Mark's a big time swinger right here.
I mean, this guy has 48 career home runs. He's no slouch at the plate whatsoever. I mean, he's looking for maybe he can get his 50th home run here today.
50 home runs, big milestone in the AWA. There are a lot of dingers, but in these shorter seasons, we've 13 games last year, moved down to 9 this year. It's getting increasingly more hard to be a double-digit home run player.
Yeah, you know, that 10 home run mark has always kind of been like the mark that a lot of players strive for. You know, you hit those double digits and you're feeling like you had a pretty good, powerful season. So, I mean, like you said, with less than 9 games, we get a foul ball. It's going to be really interesting to see if some hitters can get hot, you know, and keep up their double digits, or if that 9 games, less games, is going to affect them, and we're going to see some numbers go down.
He swings on that one. Strike 3 from 61. Never mind. No pitch on the gun.
I'm never going to call that. You guys turned around.
Odd to see Trey Clugston thrown above the speed limit we have here in the AWA of 60.
That's 2s, right?
Yep, 2s. Yeah, you know, Trey, he's been up in the velocity here. Maybe added some muscle over the last offseason.
Are you live on TikTok? It's not going to matter too much right now. He's going to throw a good pitch.
Full count now. Swing, got him, strike 3. And that's a big strikeout for Trey Clugston. First of the 2023 season for him.
Gets Mark chasing there. I mean, I'm sure Trey's going to love that, getting that big hitter out like that. So hopefully he can get more people chasing today.
And with the speed limit of 60, you're never really going to blow anyone away. Mark, one of the best hitters in the league. That's the only way you can really strike out these good hitters, throwing a pitch that looks good, but it's just a complete ball. There's no chance he's hitting that.
Yeah, you know, over at the Enforcers, we have the team motto. I mean, if it looks like a ball, it's probably gonna be a strike, and if it looks like a strike, it's probably gonna be a ball. So.
As that ball is popped up and playable, and Dominic DeMiro makes the catch. That'll be the second out of the inning. Big improvement this year with limiting up the trees. That ball most likely would have hit in the tree last year, but here in 2023, that's an out.
Yeah, we did some great field maintenance this offseason, and field of play is open, and we see right there, Tom making a great play.
Up steps Josh Campanero, the number 2 overall draft pick from 2 years ago from UW Bothell. He fouls that one off. He had a big game last week, hit 411. Really undervalued in fantasy last week. Does not go.
Go, Josh. Oh boy.
Some there in the count, 3-1.
Trey's kind of got the sideways hat going right now, trying to redeem his inner Felix.
And that will result in a walk for Josh Campanero. And up steps Bradley McGinnis. Bradford, sorry. His first at-bat of the 2023 season, if you remember last year. He had one of the hottest starts to begin the year, led the league in home runs within the first 3 games with 6. So he looks at ball 2.
Boy, come on, baby.
Finished with 17 home runs last year. That's very impressive.
Let's go, Brad.
Looks at ball 3, a little tentative in his first bat of the year. And he will look at ball 4, bases now loaded. And you start to see this with Trey. You know, he gets ahead in counts, he gets some outs, and then, you know, he's not out of the inning, and he finds himself again another bases loaded.
Yeah, and we saw that his only out today was on Mark being pretty aggressive and swinging at strikes outside the zone. So, like I was saying earlier, he needs to start finding the zone, start pounding it early, making these guys get ahead of against these guys, and make them swing more.
As DJ looks at ball 1, and part of the reason why the Pilots have been so successful is because they have been aggressive hitting. So that's right down the middle, 1-1.
Sorry, bro.
As the pitcher calls for a towel, Coach Tom Blales hands over the towel, the emergency sub from last week.
Always looking out for his teammates.
He complained he wasn't He's always saying he doesn't want to play, and then you see him here ready to go in his jersey.
It's like he's itching to get right on the field, man.
No, I don't want to play.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not asking for a fourth fielder.
DJ looks at the 1-1 count. 2 outs here in the top of the first. A little bit inside. 2-1. Nasty sinker right there. 2-2 now.
Come on, baby. Let yourself out. Let's go.
Big moment for DJ as he's pitching for the Pilots his first game. Try to knock in a run here. Give himself a little bit of a lead.
Just fouls it off. 2-2. Sits on that. It'll be 3-1 now. Bases loaded. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Pilots Mojo. Big fight right here. And looks at strike 3. Huge strikeout from Trey Clungston. And we will head to the bottom of the first. 0-0.
Yeah, stayed in nice.
That's an outing you want to back up. What's the line? Me,
Yeah, like that. Slugston Clugston will step in.
found some axe bat.
Nice, nice. Prolific starter for the Nighthawks, now captain of the Metropolitan Mojo. It's first year in expansion draft.
Love that nickname, Slugston, man. He's kind of just a all or nothing kind of hitter, just up there. Seems calm when he's up there, and sometimes he just drives that thing far.
Swinging there. He had a tough go with it last week against his brother, but so does everyone. He looks at strike 2.
Doesn't get much easier facing DJ today.
Yeah, that is a tough first 2 weeks in the league as an expansion. Got to face Evan Cluxon and then DJ Oliver.
That is just not what you wanted to see on your schedule this year if you're a Mojo fan. But you got to face everyone at once, so I mean, at some point. So.
Full count. And that hits him, ball 4, and Trey will reach first base runner of the day. And that is odd to say considering DJ Oliver was so electric last week.
Yeah, I mean, he was just on last week. I mean, I think he had all 6 or maybe even 7 of his pitches working. I mean, he's coming into this game with a 1.29 ERA, a couple strikeouts too. I mean, he's just starting off great like he was last season. So.
Dominic DeMiro will now step in. When I say he's the heart and soul of this team, he definitely puts the team on his back. He did last week, pitching and hitting. So he looks.
I mean, the Mojo looked flat last week, and then Dom showed up, and it was just a huge boost to their energy and everything like that. I mean, the sole reason why they picked up that 1 win. So, I mean, he's huge for their team.
And this will be the key matchup here today, DJ versus Dominic. As that nicks the top.
I didn't hear it.
3-1. And that's just a bit high. Dominic will walk. And now DJ Oliver, he's had the lowest hits per 3 in the AWA career. but if he does get into trouble, and it is due to the walk, and these rainy games will often result in multiple walks.
Yeah, I mean, those coming in this game, he only had 2 walks last week, and here he is starting the first 2 batters off with back-to-back walks. I mean, unusual start right here for DJ. He'll try to get back on track here. He had 11 strikeouts last week, so I mean, he'll try to pound the zone here.
Tyler Clout steps in here. Quick 0-2 to Tyler. Does not go. Tyler came over with Dominic in a massive trade in the offseason. Came from the Wolfpack. Got him strike 3 on a nasty drop there. And that'll be the first out of the inning.
Hopefully it stays that way.
DJ gets a much-needed strikeout with Trey in scoring position. Now steps Austin Whitehouse in his first bat of the 2023 season. He missed week 1.
Career 250 hitter in the AWA.
Austin known for his excellent defense. Swing in there. Defense very underrated in the AWA, especially if you're a pitcher. Team helps pick you up.
Yeah,
Barely
I mean,
misses.
the little thing in this league is those clean plays, getting those double plays when you can, and making sure you're not dropping easy pop-ups and picking balls at first. So, yeah, defense is very valuable here.
That's that one. Go high, 2-2. One of the most annoying things as a pitcher is those ground balls you get here in the league. And I can say from last week, I wasn't able to handle any of them. But in baseball, that's usually a guaranteed out. In AWA, it's a ground out is not a gimme.
No, especially when you got someone hustling down the line like you, Jack. I mean, it puts a little emphasis, puts a little pressure on the fielders. So, hustle and ground balls, that turns into a good result here.
And that ball will be popped up to DJ for the second out of the inning. And Trey Slugston will step back in. Trey had a huge year in 2021. And then in 2022 had an injury that really changed the trajectory of his year.
Let's talk about it.
Lets that one go. Always been a high home run hitter. So he looks, strike 1, 1-1.
He's got 37 career home runs in the AWA.
So he looks at that one, go inside, 2-1. Just missed and fouled back. Trey's gonna want that one back. Does not go.
That sounded bad.
We full count. See Mark over short.
I was waiting, and then it kind of.
He looks like he's pretty far in. That's a tough play to make when you're that close.
Yeah, especially with a righty up, he's going to smash that thing right at you. All you got to do is knock it down and make a play.
And he'll let that go for ball 4, and now we have a bases loaded.
It's dumb.
For who else but Dominic DeMuro. Dominic was the 2021 Rookie of the Year. He was on the Cyclones in 2022, only managed to play 1 series, but then was traded from the Cyclones and Tyler of the Wolfpack to the new expansion, Metropolitan Mojo.
Trey knew what he wanted this
And that ball is absolutely destroyed. First pitch swinging, and that will be a grand slam for Dominic DeMuro and the Metropolitan Mojo. 4-0.
Like I was saying, I mean, Trey knew what he was looking for this offseason. He got it right there and gone. I mean, huge acquisition. Just been propelling the team to victory lately. Let's go! Right there.
Dominic DeMuro is a first pitch swinger, and that ball was right over the heart of the plate. As Tyler Clout steps in, that's that one go. DJ Oliver, he has a slider. His signature pitch is, and he's the slider right there, his signature pitch is the riser. And I was talking with his brother Jake, he's developed for the first time in his career the sinker.
That's great to hear us when you're a hitter in this league.
Swinging there, that slider is devastating.
You know, that riser's the legendary riser, known to touch the grass before it hits the strike zone.
And there's that sinker, strike 3. And that'll be it for the first inning. Big grand slam from Dominic DeMiro, and we'll head to the top of the second. Trey is back out there. To say, if we were
Mark's looking to get going here.
and that ball is popped up and caught for the out. Mark Campanero for the first out of the inning. Now, if you were to look up on Fantasy Wiffle Ball picking the 1 and 2 Mojo against the 3 and 0 Pilot, you would not have projected this start.
Not at all. I mean, Trey's got a scoreless inning, got out of that jam with the bases loaded. That was huge, and then Dom coming up clutch for them in the bottom of the first, and they've got a nice 4-0 lead here.
Ball just misses inside. Maybe Trey Cluxon's been taking some lessons from younger brother. It's right down the middle.
Let's go, Pete. Come on, baby. Let's go.
Let's that one go high.
Starting to see Trey kind of slow down the velocity here a little bit. It was touching 60, 61 in that first inning. Now he's kind of getting back to his low 50s.
Sounds low, and that'll be a walk for the on-base machine, Keaton McKay. And now Josh Campanero, who continues his on-base streak, really has developed later in his career just not swinging at the sinker and those pitches that go in and hit him. It's the slider that kept hitting him last year. Made a lot of good TikToks, but other than that.
Yeah. And he's starting to go the other way a lot recently. I mean, he used to, when he was first in this league, he used to just smash everything down to the first baseline, but recently he's starting to put the ball the other way and drive it towards center a little more.
Hey, you're good.
Swings over the top of that one. 1-1.
You're fine.
And that ball is just foul. He got a hold of that one. But unfortunately, just sent it foul. Counts now 1 and 2.
People were down last season. I'd say
Just missed that one. Josh might want that one back.
Just a little late on that one, a little under it also.
1-2. Holds off there. Now the count is 2 and 2. Got him swinging right there for the second out of the inning. And this is not a Trey Cluxon I am accustomed to seeing here on the mound. I don't know what he was doing in the offseason, but whatever he did is working so far.
He's got it working today, and he's maybe taking advantage of the Pilots being really aggressive early on in this game.
Brad McGinnis steps in, looks at ball 1.
good eye, out boy.
Trey a little wild right now.
Hasn't thrown Brad a strike yet today.
Just as we say it,
Yep.
it's not a strike, but he does swing. 2-1 now the count. Brad McGinnis. Skip that in there now, 3-1. Nice screwball there from Trey Clugston, and now the count is full.
Let's go, Bradley.
As he goes to switch out his bat.
Feel it bend.
Go, Bradley.
Fouls that one off, and that would have hit the zone, so good job defending there from Brad.
Go, Brad.
Full. And that is a ground ball to Trey, knocks it down, slips. And unfortunately, that's the way it goes here when there has been a little bit of precipitation before the game. Trey does have, looks like some sort of, are those golf shoes? Turf
Like
shoes?
some kind of Nike. I'm not sure. It's probably not the best traction to be out here on this wet grass.
Yeah. Don't see any cleats there, which...
Yeah, especially with that Achilles injury. I mean, he's got to
Exactly.
be careful out there.
I do see cleats on DJ Oliver, though,
Hold off.
as he looks at ball one.
We're seeing quite a bit more cleats around the league this year.
Cleats are always a good idea when you have conditions like this, but some of those guys, when there's a... Looks at ball three. There's no rain. I always tell them don't wear the cleats because all that really results in the concrete on the side. You do not want to...
Yeah, and we've
get
seen
caught
people
with
gone
cleats.
sliding into the hot tub and everything. It's a whole mess.
He swings right there, 3-1. Dominic DeMiro slid right into the hot tub last week.
Let's go, baby. Come on.
Due to the cleats, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you just gotta take it easy, man. You know, that's what I like to do. Just take your time getting to first, take your time getting home.
Great eye.
He will walk. The base is loaded now for the 2021 Silver Slugger, Mark Campanero. Finished second in Silver Slugger ranking last year, but lost to your teammate DJ Oliver. Went on to win the MVP. Swinging there, strike one.
And you know, Mark's looking to tie this game back up right here with one swing of the bat.
Inside 1-1. Mark Campanero seems like a very aggressive hitter to start the at bat and then kind of settles into it, takes some pitches, sees what he's working with. Just a bit late on that one. And the count will go 1-2 now to Mark Campanero. A big spot for the Pacific Pilots here, 2 outs in the top of the second. Trey will waste one low there, 2-2. Now full count now to Mark Campanero. A walk would score a run, but a home run would tie the game up. And he lets that one go, and that will be the 4th walk in the inning for Trey Clugston. He walks in a run, and the Pilots get their first run of the game. This is the Trey Clugston I'm used to seeing, I hate to say.
Yeah, I mean, he got out of it last inning, but ultimately there he couldn't get out of that one and ends up giving up the first run of the game for the Pilots.
Seems he doesn't have any issue getting those first 2 outs, but then right after the 2 outs, he's got to make it a little more difficult, walk the bases loaded, whatever he's doing.
The wheels start to get a little wobbly out there on the rails, so.
Just misses there for Trey Clugston.
What you really don't want to see from the Mojo this inning is a 6-run walk fest. You know, I mean, you just got the 4th run on a grand slam, and last thing you want to do is give up the run limit this inning.
Okay, regardless of the score, no one wants to see a 6-run walk fest.
No, never.
As that looked like an EFIS, but it lands the top of the zone 1 and 2.
Trey's just chuckling out there, pulled out of a hat, it seemed like.
Fouls that back just a little late on it from Keaton McKay. Keaton, one of the best defenders in the league, won the Gold Glove last year. EFIS a little high, 2 and 2, and it looks like Trey's just trying to get the Pilots to swing at some of his balls.
They're starting to calm down, not be so aggressive.
Does well to fight it off again. Keaton McKay had a home run last week, and earlier in the season, it's tough to get these home runs. It's a little bit colder outside.
It's a good sign for the Pilots.
And that is playable to Dominic DeMuro, and he makes the out, and that will end the bases loaded jam for Trey Clugston as we head to the bottom of the second. Head on over to YouTube for a full live viewing experience. And if you're on YouTube, head on over to Fantasy Wiffle Ball, link in bio. To play Fantasy Wiffle Ball, it's free and you can win prizes every week. And here we go, getting ready to start the bottom of the second. Austin Whitehouse looks at a ball, and DJ Oliver, he's only given up that one hit, but unfortunately it was a bases loaded grand slam.
Yeah, just one mistake so far for DJ today, and it's kind of, it seems like he's battling with himself a little bit out there.
And all these, he's gone right back to the slider on most of these at bats, and it's kind of tough for a pitcher. If your slider's not landing, that's kind of the key to succeeding in this league, and it looks like he's just been missing today on the slider as he looks at a walk right there.
He keeps going back to the right. I wonder if the wetness has anything to do with his location and not finding the zone so far early on.
And it looked like a great day for wiffle ball today, except for about 10 minutes before game time. Of course, that's how it goes. As Trey Slugston steps in after 2 excellent innings pitched, looking to help himself out here in a game where both teams only have 1 hit. Got a fair amount of walks here. As that goes inside.
Trey looking for his first home run of this.
And that ball is hit hard, but the Gold Glover, Keaton McKay, makes the catch with ease, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Keaton just made that look easy out there. I mean, the ball was almost going to hit the tree, and he's just like, I got it, no worries.
It's tough to track down a ball, but when there's 5 trees in the outfield, it makes it a little bit harder.
Yep.
Of course, it was intentional.
Yeah, of course. Like to challenge the hitters out here in the fielders.
Of course. Dominic DeMuro looks at ball 1. Strike there, 1 and 1. DJ Oliver, we'll see how he pitches to Dominic here, but I'm sure he'll be a little more cautious in this at bat.
Yeah.
He fouls that straight back, 1 and 2. Just underneath it. And we'll see if DJ's got a put away pitch for Dominic here today. From experience, Dominic DeMuro doesn't walk much. He's always trying to get a hit as he fouls that one back. And if he strikes out, like he does there, it's usually because of a bad pitch. And that'll be the second out of the inning.
Very slow.
Big strikeout there from DJ Oliver as Tyler Klaus steps in. Missed all of last year with the Wolf Pack. One of the most prolific knuckleballers. So he looks at ball 1. We'll see if he breaks into a game here this year with that knuckleball.
We might see him in game 1, but with how Trey's doing. I mean, they haven't needed him yet.
And for most teams, there's the ace, and then after that, there's, you know, some teams have a very solid 2. But most of the teams have a 2, 3 options that are just okay.
Yeah. You know, just as long as they hit the zone, that's pretty successful. But yeah, like the Pilots here, they've got a great number 2 in Brad over there working in the bullpen right now.
Looks at ball 2 there, 2-1. Mark Campanero did well to step in last week, but Brad is back and he will be the game 2 starter. As he fouls that off. Tyler led the league in week 1 in walks. As that hit the bottom of his bat, and he kind of just shrugs it off, but that is a unfortunate play for Tyler, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. As we head to the top of the 3rd, and the Mojo are trying to close it out.
Still fair.
Towards the bat, right?
Hand and knob.
That's what I was told. I don't know.
They hit off hand and knob.
I saw knob then hand, but
That's
and we are back here in the top of the 3rd. We'll see if the Mojo can get back to 500 here.
This would be huge for the Mojo. I mean, if they could steal a win against the Pilots and with DJ pitching and Trey pitching, and then you got Dom going the next 2 games. I mean, that's how you want to start the day out if you're the Mojo.
Josh Campanero will step in here. 1-4 game. Watch that inside. Now, this will be a real test here for Trey. The Pilots are not going to be swinging out of their shoes here, where every out counts. Or maybe I'm wrong.
Sometimes you just can't help it. You just love to swing the bat. That's how the Pilots are feeling right now. So,
The other side of pitching where there's a lot of balls is kind of gets the other team a little antsy, swinging at some poorer pitches, because no one wants to walk.
Yeah, you get a little cold standing over there watching all these walks and everything, and you kind of don't want to get stiff and pull something, so you want to keep swinging and keep yourself loose for when you finally do get that nice, juicy pitch right down the middle.
It'll be a 2-2 count. That's low. Full count now.
Come on, Josh.
To the number 2 overall pick, Josh Campanero from Utah Bothell.
Come on, Josh. Let's go. Great at bat.
Trey Cluxton walks another batter.
Great at bat. Come on. Hey,
Like you were saying earlier, Jack, I mean, I think what the Pilots are going to have to do this innings, they're going to make Trey throw strikes to them and get ahead and, you know, make him do the work.
Let's go, Brad.
Watches that go high. Sometimes you'll see later in games kind of the guys who not normally have gotten that many hits in their careers.
Yes, sir.
Be very patient
That's
and
not
try and
you.
get on base for those bigger
boy.
hitters in the form, you know, DJ Oliver, Mark Campanero, putting their team in a position to win.
Oh, yeah. You're chilling? You're chilling? Oh, yeah.
As Brad tries to take that one deep.
Test still waters. Now you know. You're fine. Let's go. Come on, baby.
Last year, Brad just,
No, cover.
he was on an island last year beginning of the year. 6 home runs, and the next closest was like 2 home runs.
I boy, that ain't you.
He was just off to an just believable start. I mean, just throw the bat in his hand. That thing was going over the wall no matter what. So.
In a 2-game series, he hit for the home run cycle. And 2 home runs in 2 games, a grand slam, a 3-run, a 2-run, and a 1 solo.
That's very impressive. I mean, you hardly see the cycle.
And that ball is destroyed over the top of the wall. Right when we brought it up, Brad McGinnis comes through a 2-run shot, and the Pilots are now within 1. It's funny how that
Happened a lot lately up here.
Oh,
you
yeah.
may as well just start talking about something just based on
Yeah, exactly.
As DJ Oliver will step in. To be fair, that was the first hard hit ball Trey has given up.
Some nice line drive over the left field wall.
That one's just a bit high.
Oh boy.
2-0 count.
Hitters count, baby. Let's go.
So what do we do here, Chase? If Trey starts to kind of lose feel here, you manage to put in a different pitcher and save Dominic, or what do you think you do here?
I mean, you have to be thinking that Tyler's in the wings, getting his arm ready. You know, Trey kind of lets this thing get away from him. But at this point, if I'm Trey, I'm thinking, buckle down. Still got the lead. Let's just get one out right here and keep it moving.
If there's any guarantees, swings right there. Lots of walks will definitely result in a loss. And what I kind of do here is, just kind of get that ball in there. If you have to lob it, you have to.
Yeah.
But anything can happen with a wiffle ball in this kind of condition. And who knows? Maybe you'll get a nice little pop out or.
What's the count?
2-2.
You gotta find that pitch, that's just working for you. That's finding the zone, like you were saying earlier. DJ's slider, that's kind of his go-to sometimes. And once you get that working, you can start adding on from there and see the results.
Swings just in front of that big strikeout there from Trey Clugston, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
And just like that, Trey answering back with a strikeout. I mean, you got to think that he's, all right, this is my game now. I got to finish it out and get these next 2 outs.
But up steps one of the most prolific home run hitters in the AWA, Mark Campanero, and we are a home run away from tying this thing up. Trey looks like he's taking his time out there trying these balls later in the game. I will say the mound looks terrible. Looks like a dirt pile. We should get a power washer out.
Jeez.
So loses that one a bit right there. 2-0. See what Mark does here. I don't think Mark's ever had an at-bat where he doesn't swing.
No. And he's hitting kind of, not slow, I want to say, but because he's hitting 429 on the season, but just 1 home run so far for him. Let's see if we can get it going here.
If there's a pitch that most power hits are susceptible to, it's that screwball inside. Looks like a strike and then comes in on the hands. He does go. 2-2 now, as Mark tries to hold back on that. And a big 2-2 pitch coming up for Mark Campanero. And kind of the best pitching in the AWA is pitches that look like strikes, but aren't.
Yep, exactly. Just right off the zone,
Just misses there. That's full count. As Trey will reload on balls. If you're joining us on TikTok, head on over to YouTube. Link in bio in the description. If you're joining us on YouTube, head on over to Fantasy Wiffle Ball. Free to play. Win prizes every week. Biggest scorer so far last week was Drew Gradwall. Had 2 home runs and 2 excellent games pitching of the Northern Nighthawks. 65 points.
It was untouchable last week. I mean, speaking from a guy who was trying to hit him, it was challenging up there.
If you need any merch, head on over to awawiffle.com/shop. Scan that QR code in the outfield. That's low, and Mark Campanero works a very important walk to keep this game alive. Keaton McKay will step in here, trying to help his team out. Just high. And Keaton kind of quietly has turned into a power hitter for the Pacific Pilots.
Yeah, I mean, he had that home run last week, and he's got 2 deep pop-ups today. So, I mean, we're starting to see that power kind of grow from him, turning to from that walk guy to kind of that power hitter, and that could be really scary. I mean, when you have Brad hitting 17 home runs last year, you got Mark doing his thing, and then Keaton gets going. It's a scary lineup.
That hits him there, 3-0. Keaton began his career as kind of a weak hit, walk first kind of guy. As he walks there, kind of transitioned into a guy, got a little confidence, started swinging the bat a little bit more.
Yeah.
But when your team needs to get base runners, you got to get on base, and that's what Keaton does there. They'll talk with Trey, see what they're going to do against Josh. This team, as an expansion team, really took players from every other their team. Austin Whitehouse came as kind of a super sub. He was on the Nighthawks with Trey. Trey was obviously on the Nighthawks. Tyler Clout was on the Wolfpack. Dominic DeMuro on the Cyclones. They traded the first overall pick to get the trio. And so far, I mean, it's early to tell, but it looks like it's working pretty well.
Yeah, it's paying off early. Kind of just a mashup of different teams in this league and coming together as the Metro Mojo and doing their thing.
Not to mention super sub Tom Blayhouse.
Yep, he's always there in the wings, ready to go.
Not the best hitting prospect, but he did pitch pretty well, I'd say, for a 60-year-old. As Josh Campanero swings right there, 1 and 2. Josh second on the team in average. That's outside 3 and 1. And we'll see what Trey's got in store here for Josh Campanero, who's trying to get the lead here for his team. And that ball is absolutely tattooed. 3-run shot, Josh Campanero. And the Pilots hop on top 6-4.
It's full of it, that pitch.
Whoa! Let's go, baby. Ah, nice little kick to it, huh?
He's on the board now. Yeah, we got your back, man. They take a 6-4.
The Pilots, down to their final 2 outs, trying to keep their undefeated streak alive. Josh confirms there will be a bottom of the 3rd. Brad looks at ball 1, and I hate to say it, this is kind of a trend we've seen with Trey over his AWA career. Starts strong, and kind of falls apart in the later innings.
Yeah, that mistake pitch right there, and Josh just blasted that thing to right field, and Trey's getting up there to 102 pitches so far. Command's probably getting a little shaky, and you saw right there he gave up a dinger.
And Josh Campanero, might we add, he's a little bit of a, as he gets the strikeout there on Brad McGinnis, 2 outs, big strikeout. Josh Campanero, kind of not really the best hitting prospect when he first was drafted to his brother's team, but this year and kind of the end of last year, he's really started to figure out that 3-run shot there. Really has just been an ad that the Pilots, I don't think, really were relying on going into the year.
Yeah, and you have to think maybe him and Mark are working late nights or something like that in the backyard. I mean, I know DJ and Jake do that a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if Mark's helping out his brother there.
2-0, and that must, speaking of DJ, that must be a huge relief when your team picks you up like that. DJ doesn't make many mistakes often, and it's usually kind of the King Felix as we're bringing up there. Not much run support, which is what would, lead to a loss on his stat line, but today, 6 runs is, for an elite pitcher, that's really all you need.
That's all you need. I mean, 4 runs from DJ, that's unusual for him. As we said, he had a 1.0 ERA coming into this game so far.
And that'll be a 4-pitch walk to DJ. The league average ERA last year was right around 5.49 across the league. And a big reason why that was a little bit high was this guy right here, Mark Campanero. With good hitters like Mark and Dominic, kind of the only way to go about it is, and you hate to say it, but you got to pitch around them.
Yeah, I mean, you got to steal your strikes when you can, and hopefully they're just feeling really aggressive, and you can get them swinging at stuff that's no good.
With the speed limit at 60, you can't blow away any of these guys. They're great hitters. Mark in high school, Dominic played at the University of Hawaii, so kind of brings a different level of pitching to the game where, I can't blow this guy away. I got to throw that out of there. How am I going to beat this guy?
That's where it comes in. Like, like you were saying earlier, those weak pop-ups and those easy ground balls, when you finally get a guy like Mark or Dominic to get that kind of hit on you, you really need your defense to pick you up and get those guys out.
Some of the best pitchers early on, and I'll think of Alex Harden of the Western Wolfpack, they're so successful even though their pitches don't look like they're doing that much. He just works the top of the zone. You know, the only guarantee other than a strikeout is usually a pop-up.
Yep, exactly.
If you're right in the top of the zone the whole game, you know, people are going to get frustrated. That hits him right in the face. They're gonna swing at those high balls. As Keith McKay looks at ball 2 and 1.
Trey looking for one more out here this inning. Get out of this inning. Come back and ball it down 2.
Swings there, 2-2 count. It looks like the pilots are getting a little frustrated, swinging at some pitches that they just want to hit. And that is a strike 3, and Metropolitan Mojos get out of it, but not without the Pacific Pilots and Josh Campanero taking the lead on that 3-run shot. Are back for the bottom of the 3rd. Last chance for the Mojo here. Austin Whitehouse will lead it off, facing DJ Oliver. DJ Oliver took a no-hitter into the 3rd inning last week, so getting any runs on DJ is an accomplishment in its own.
Yeah, and here we go. Austin's 0 for 1 on the day so far, and with 1 walk, and this will be DJ's it's been a strikeout or kind of walk kind of day for DJ so far.
A nice slider change up there, 1-1. You can hear in the background. Is that strike 2 right there? Brad McGinnis warming up in the bullpen, making his first start coming up in game 2. And that is strike 3 for Austin Whitehouse. And that is a big out to begin the inning. Trey Slugston-Clugston will step in here, 1 out. I would ask Tom. I don't have any up here.
Trey Clugston will step in. Looks like Trey's been
messing with his hat all game. The Felix sideways didn't work. Now he's got the Ken Griffey backwards.
Mark, I know I threw 6 blocks. I'm too bad for
Trying anything that works. We're not superstitious over here or anything.
Yeah, right.
1 out here, and it feels a little dark, probably because it's cloudy, so we might have to be turning on these lights a little earlier in the series than we normally do. The lights do light it up, but sometimes if you stare at the light, definitely blinding. And that is right down the middle, strike 1 for DJ Oliver. Just slow. Looks like DJ's starting to find it with this slider. And that ball is hit hard and over the wall. Trey Clugston with a solo shot. And the Mojo needed that one. 5-6 now. And that is Trey's first home run in over 10 months.
Welcome back, Trey Slugston. Welcome back. Looks like DJ tried to get away with the slider again on him, and Trey wasn't having any of it. And he's like, all right, you're going to throw me that again? Take that thing deep.
Must feel good. Trey facing 2 elite pitchers in back-to-back weeks. A lot of strikeouts, a lot of walks, and finally getting a hold of one. As Dominic DeMuro hits a hard one, and he will be safe. So we're going to have to keep an eye on the signature Dominic DeMuro bat creeping up to the pitcher's mound. He's done it before. Well,
You know?
we've only once called that on one player, who will remain nameless.
To not do it right now.
And Tyler Cloud will step in here. Runner on first. Down 1 run. Just misses high. Ball 1. Tyler would be the go-ahead run. As that creeps in a little too far inside, 2-0. 3-0, and it looks like DJ's just trying to get that slider to hit. It's going right back to it.
Just giving up back-to-back hits and now 3 straight balls, so looks like he found some early on in this inning, but now he's starting to lose it again.
So that is a nasty pitch. 3-1. And that is another nasty pitch. Looks like he's given Tyler 5 straight sliders.
I wouldn't be surprised about that.
I mean, we'll see what he goes with here on pitch 6, but if you learn anything from the Trey Cluxon at bat, maybe 6 or 7 sliders in a row is not a good idea.
Yeah, you know, DJ's got that big repertoire. He's got a bunch of different pitches he can go to, and just kind of depends on which one's hidden, and we'll see if he goes to anything else other than the slider.
I'm noticing later in the games that these pitchers are really trying to dry these balls up. And there's the sinker. Tyler holds. I don't know if he was really going to swing unless he saw that slider again.
Yeah, that was a nasty pitch right there from DJ. I mean, I can barely even see that thing, and I'm up here in the booth behind home plate, so.
We're not by 1 still, right?
Yep. Score here is 6-5. Pilots in yellow on top. Metropolitan Mojo in tan down. This is the last inning, bottom of the 3rd, 1 out. Runners on 1st and 2nd. And Austin Whitehouse steps in. Just misses on the slider. There's that pitch right there. If I'm the Mojo, am I sitting on the slider?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you're seeing not a lot else is hidden for DJ right now. He's just really pounding that slider for strikes.
Just as you said, sit on the slider there, but he swings. And that's what's tough with the slider. You know, sometimes it'll break in and be just a pure hit-on-dinger pitch.
Yeah.
Other times like that, you know, just kind of gets away. And so far today, we've kind of just been seeing DJ struggle with the slider.
Yep.
Got him with the slow change, and that is 2 outs.
It's a huge strikeout right there from DJ. I mean, with the winning run on first base, 1 hit can really change this game, and he gets a huge strikeout right there.
Austin struggled a little bit last year hitting the ball, and this is his first game back to start the year, and you're facing DJ Oliver.
You find some good balls out there, Brad?
Kind of continuing the AWA, you start to kind of get an idea on what pitchers throw what kind of pitches, and those sliders, those slow breaking sliders are so hard to learn.
Yeah, you get a bit seasoned, you know. Only way to learn is to get thrown in there and strike out looking dumb. So I'm sure we'll see Austin turn it around here soon.
Swinging there on that slider. Trey had the solo shot. We'll see what he does here. So that's how it would go. Trey, arguably right now, with the home run, would be the Mojo's most hottest hitter. But would you kind of be a little more tentative here, try and get on base, and then have Dominic DeMiro step in the box?
Yeah, you know, it's when you got Dom behind you, I'm taking anything I can get right now. If I'm feeling hot and I'm Trey, you know.
That's right down the middle.
Get a good pitch like that, you know. Didn't really want it. If he gets his pitch, I'm sure he's going to be swinging, but not a bad thing having Dom up behind you.
And that is strike 3, and DJ Oliver pitches his way out of that one. The Metropolitan Mojo come just close to ending the Pilots' historic run at an undefeated streak, but it will continue. 4-0, the Pilots go now, heading in to Game 2.
Six to 5. If you're joining us on TikTok, head on over to YouTube, link in bio. And now I will send it over to Molly Foley.
Thanks, Jack. Hey, everyone. It's Molly Foley with AWA Wiffle from the sideline. Right now, I'm with DJ Oliver, our starting pitcher from the Pacific Pilots. DJ, incredible third inning there. Walk us through what was going through your head.
You know, typical battle with kind of being wet, so trying to keep all the dirt off my fingers so it doesn't slide out too early. But, you know, we're used to it in the Northwest, so just play, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I know the conditions here don't make things easy. The rain has since subsided a little bit. What can we expect now going into game 2?
Probably a few more pitches that I haven't thrown yet. It's been worked on, so hopefully I'll whip them out today, but see how the grip feels. Just keep rolling.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Thanks. Back to you, Jack.
Oh, he froze me on that one. I saw the come out of your hand. It was going like this, and I was like, oh. I'm praying this one.
And with that, we look at Dominic DeMiro, who steps in, pitching. He's going to figure it out. Now Dominic DeMiro, not much of a, I'd say, a pitcher's pitcher. He just knows he's got a great idea on off speed. Can kind of coax the batters into swinging at some poor pitches.
I have a couple in particular, like nice Ks in the first and second inning. Brutal. No, I know it happened.
Trey.
Same
order. What?
Same order, swap me and Dominic.
Yeah, you're pitching third base.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Are you guys ready?
We're waiting for Tom to grab some tape for Don to set his hand on the fence and then to go too.
So we're getting ready to start game 2 here. If you're on TikTok, head on over to YouTube, link in bio as the lights go on. Dominic DeMiro warming up right here. If you are new to AWA Wiffle Ball, join Fantasy Wiffle Ball. Link in bio. It is free. You can win prizes every week. Here we are in the second part of week 2. These are the second series played by the Mojo and the Pacific Pilots. Chase, what are the keys for Dominic here facing this prolific Pilots offense?
You know, it's going to be interesting to see if his slider's working like we were saying with DJ earlier, and not just one pitch, but how is he going to work his second, third, fourth pitches effectively for strikes and get ahead of these aggressive Pilots that we saw last game. They were swinging pretty early and often, looking for some balls, so that'll be his goal, like we were saying earlier, is to make these balls look like strikes and then just have them kind of fall off the plate and not hit the zone, and we'll see how Dom does today.
Dominic DeMiro was the 2021 Rookie of the Year, narrowly edging out Mark Campanero of the Pilots. And part of the reason why is they both have the offense, but the pitching, Dominic really has excelled. He's not like DJ Oliver in the sense that he's got some super nasty pitches, but he's got 2 pretty dang good pitches in the slider and the sinker, and he really knows how to work the off speed and kind of throw off.
Yeah, another thing about him is his mentality. I mean, like we were saying earlier, was a pitcher at University of Hawaii, so I mean, he's just on another level mentally sometimes, and just knows exactly where to locate stuff in the zone and how to effectively use his 2 pitches.
The delay here, Dominic DeMiro had a cut on his hand, so he's fixing it up right now as DJ Oliver will lead it off. DJ Oliver will start game 1 as well, or game 2 that is as well, and they'll save Brad McGinnis for game 3.
I think that's a good decision by the Pilots there. DJ was trying to turn it on there in the end of the game, keep him hot, keep that arm going, and see how he does this game.
And here we go, first pitch of game 2, Dominic DeMiro versus DJ Oliver. So that is just inside.
I think Keaton only scored him like once, but I only guarded him once. Oh, Dave, you played at Harbor too.
And there's that slow pitch
Did you hear me?
that a lot of pitchers bite on.
Last week that thing was had the Aces, if I'm not mistaken, swinging all over the place, or the Cyclones.
Swinging on the high strike right there. Would have been a strike regardless. 2-1. So that just misses inside. As Dominic goes to collect some balls here. Looking at the offense, or the defense of the Metropolitan Mojo, Austin Whitehouse moves over to third. As that is a slow pitch. I'm surprised DJ didn't swing.
I didn't know if I could get any more inside.
Dude, that was 40.
2-2 on the slow pitch. And that is in play, and it hits a ball. And that's on the pitcher. You got to collect the balls.
Can we get a bucket?
No, just put them behind the mound like we've been doing.
Hey.
And Trey,
Boy, let's go.
can you go on that side of the camera out there? Or other way, either way.
Oh, either way, yeah.
Yeah. Dominic not happy with the ball. That is on the pitcher to keep those balls there. Just gotta keep them.
It's just a tough one when you're out there. Sometimes you want your fielding teammates to come kick the balls in closer to you, help you out like that. And unfortunate situation there for Dom.
And regardless of, you know, if that ball, it looked like it would have been a tough play regardless. Yeah. So that's a strike right there.
Got kind of in no man's land past Dom, and DJ was hustling hard down the line. I don't think anyone was going to get him.
So that's low. It's those slow rollers that barely get by the pitcher that usually will result in a base hit.
Tough to pick up, everything. Got some funky spins on it sometimes.
As that's just high. Mark Campanero looking to help the team out here. No outs here in the top of the first. Just outside. Dominic DeMiro pitched very well against the Central Cyclones last week. 1.00 ERA. And not only a strikeout thrower, but he had 11 strikeouts.
Yeah, it's an absolute duel between him and Evan.
And that ball is popped up and caught. That ball was moving, and Tyler Clout makes the excellent play. Always makes me a little nervous around those cameras.
Yeah, and the wet concrete also. I mean, it's a great play. Not an easy play there from Tyler.
That'll be the first out from the Mojo there. And that's what Dominic does so well. It's just those slow pitches that look so juicy, and that ball just, you know, Mark couldn't get a good handle on it. That ball was towards his back foot.
Yeah. I mean, like you're saying, that's huge when you get a guy like Mark to foul out to the first baseman like that.
Great defensive play from Tyler at first. Now, if Dominic throws that pitch for a strike, we might be having a different discussion, but he's so good at throwing that pitch just barely off the zone and often gets people to pop it up.
I mean, you can hear the pilots over there in the dugout saying, man, you really wanted that, didn't you?
He does it again right there, just getting under it. Dominic will make the catch, and that's 2 outs. Just a completely different style of pitching between DJ and Dominic. You know, in a true sense, Dominic is a pop fly pitcher, which normally isn't a good thing in baseball, but football is very good.
Yeah, you know, DJ kind of relies more on that strikeout pitch, and Dom's more of a pitch to contact kind of guy, and let your defense do the work, and that's what we've seen so far.
So that goes just inside another rare lefty-lefty matchup. We don't have many of these.
Sure, it's weird for Josh. I mean, he's used to seeing those sliders come in on him.
And he sits on that one. Tyler, and he can't come up with it. We'll see how the scores booth scores it.
We're going to be roasting you for
We'll
that
score
one.
it as an error. Tyler makes one excellent play to begin the inning, but unfortunately can't come up with the play there.
Come on, let's go. Keep that inning going. Let's go.
And the inning continues. Bradford McGinnis steps in. Had that massive shot in game 1.
Yeah. Showing up for his first game and just providing an immediate impact for the Pilots. You love to see it.
Does not go. Thought about it. Just misses inside.
Way ahead. Way ahead. Way ahead.
Both pitchers have had some issues with the slider here today. And there's that pitch right there, 2-2. I don't know why it's so hard. It's the from the fast slider to the slow.
Just floats in there. It's eye level, man.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, just like I can drive this, man. And Brad swung out of his shoes right there.
And you know that the pilots are waiting on that pitch now after they've kind of gotten a taste of it. But swing in there, strike 3, and that will end the inning.
It's 3-1.
3-2. Full count.
It was 3-1. Sorry, it was 3-1. So that's 3-2 now.
All right, never mind. Full count then.
What do you ask? Jack said 2s.
All right.
Yeah, that was 2s.
What are we doing now? What was that?
All
Is that full now?
3-1. You say yourself.
Go, Brad.
Just misses the bottom. And instead of a strikeout, that'll be a walk. Missed that by about half an inch.
Yeah, didn't get Brad to swing at that slow one there like the last 2 pitches.
DJ Oliver steps in trying to help himself out. And there's Dominic, starts it off often with that little bit higher pitch speed slider. There's that ephus, and he pops it straight up. Don't know how he does it, but he's a master at popping up batters, and the extra walk won't matter. The Mojo head into the bottom of the first inning, 0-0. We will head now into the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 remains the score, and Trey Clugston will step in after having a shot in the first game. Trey slowly working back into it after rehabbing all off season.
Like you're saying, I gotta feel pretty good to take DJ deep. It's no easy task.
Doesn't happen very often. DJ Oliver has the lowest hits per 3 in the entire AWA career-wise. So when you get a piece off DJ, it's a rare feat. And that ball is popped up, hits the top of the fans.
Trey was ready for that slider again.
So that's just outside 1-1. Two and one now. If you're facing DJ Oliver, what are you trying to sit on?
Slider. Definitely. You see that pitch the most. Anything else that he throws, yeah, I mean, you're just lucky to get the bat on it and move on to fight another day.
3-1 count. And he holds off of it. Trey will walk on a ball 4. And up steps Dominic DeMuro. Had the grand slam in game 1. And honestly, the only thing limiting Dominic DeMuro from another shot at an MVP is kind of the success of the Mojo. You know, he's pitched and played very well so far, but the Mojo here, they're still sitting at 1-3.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to need some other guys to come help him out on this team if he wants to see his name in the MVP race towards the end of the season.
And that ball is just underneath it. And Bradford McGinnis will make the first out of the inning. And that's a big out. It doesn't happen very often when Dominic, you get him out.
First pitch swinger a lot and just missed that one, got a little under it.
And you almost have to go after Dominic the same way he pitches against other batters. Just slow, bad pitches. Get him to chase as DJ misses ball one. That is low. 2-0. Looks like DJ changed up his arm slot there. Regardless, it'll be 3-0 to Tyler Clout. Just high. And the Mojo are taking the approach they had in game one against DJ, and that's get on base, be very patient, wait for the walk. DJ has not been able to land that slider, and get on base for those big-time hits from players like Dominic DeMuro.
Yeah, DJ, I mean, he's just, like we said earlier, just struggling out there so far, walking two guys. And luckily got Dom to pop up, but yeah, changing arm angles and everything.
Nice first pitch right there against Austin Whitehouse. Austin Whitehouse having a little bit of difficulty here early on. Facing arguably the best pitcher in the league in DJ. It's those sliders that he's been prone to. It looks like a strike, but it just fades a little bit more to the right. As the pitch he holds off on, most likely would have been the best one to swing it. Yeah. And that is a nasty pitch right there. Strike 3. And that'll be 2 outs in the inning. And up steps Trey Slugston-Clugston, one of the 2 players on the Mojo who have had success hitting against DJ here today.
He walked his last at bat, but he was swinging hard and early at that slider, trying to send that thing over the right field wall.
If Tyler Clout and Austin Whitehouse can kind of start to get into a move, where do you think this Mojo team can end up in the year?
You know, I think they've got some promising. They're going to need to find a number 2 guy here soon, but if everyone starts to hit like you were saying, there's no reason they can't be at top of their division at the end of the season.
Dude, that evens the count 1-1. Fouls that one straight back. 1-2 count now.
Biggest thing though is they need to find their number 2.
Just misses. And that's one of the biggest things most people have faced is find that number 2. We now are in the luxury sitting up here being a part of teams that we think we found our number 2, and that would kind of
yeah. You see, our teams have a little more success than others with that number 2 guy.
So that's low. Full count now to Trey Slugston. Just inside, a great take there from Trey, and now the bases are walked, loaded for who else but Dominic DeMuro. A little bit of deja vu here.
Great spot for the Mojo.
Dominic DeMuro looking to tie the lead in home runs. The current holder is Drew Gradwell, the Northern Nighthawks with 3.
We'll see if Dom swings first pitcher.
He does, you called it. He is a first pitch swinger there with the strike. Nice sinker there.
He doesn't like to mess around with the pitchers.
And that's a hard shot up the middle, and he slips. And it hit the batter, and that'll be an out. From the booth, you couldn't really tell where the ball went. The runner will score. The run will score, but the ball hit Mojo player right there, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning.
Run score on that? I turned around, saw how far back you were.
Because it's like not a
And we are back here.
0-0 remains the score. Top of the second inning.
Did he touch the plate before I got hit?
Yeah.
That run scores.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1-0.
Yeah. 1-0 is the score here. As it was a rare occurrence in the AWA where the ball hit the runner, which in the MLB not normally would result in that, but in the AWA does count as he looks right there at strike one. And we kind of see here, like Dominic DeMiro, he starts very strong at the beginning of the year. Kind of similar to Alex Hart of the Western Wolfpack. He will have bad games. It's just a matter of which ones.
Yeah, exactly. Can he stay hot all year? That's, I mean, with less games, who knows? Maybe that's a chance for him to stay hotter longer. I mean, but who knows?
Dominic has had his fair share of injuries in the past. Still fighting with them now, and took most of last year off. Some bad hips. As Mark hits that one foul, 1-2 count, and it's just that slow break. It looks so tasty, but just no one has been able to get a hold of it.
Yeah.
Does well to foul it off. Might have landed for a strike, but good job to defend there.
Yeah, and that's just tough when he's throwing that slow little eephus pitch, and he's gassing you back up with that cutter coming in on your hands for hitting the zone.
Swinging late there, strike three. And that is a big strikeout. One of the best hitters in the AWA, if not the best. And Keaton McKay will step in trying to help his team out here.
We saw it last week with Dom and Evan, but this may be another kind of pitcher's duel here with him and DJ on the mound, both just battling each other, and might be one of those cases where someone gets the first run, and that's all they need.
Watches that slider go inside. What would you tell this Pilots team trying to get some success against Dominic?
You just got to stay back on that slow pitch and just really make sure you're not lunging forward.
That's what he's saying. That ball is golfed. Solo shot ties the game. Keaton McKay in the pregame was talking about how much he's been golfing. And certainly looks like his golf swing helped out there.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, keep your weight back on that slow pitch and just absolutely drive the legs and straight up and left. That's what he did right there. Just beautiful display of hitting on that slow pitch.
The Pilots are determined to remain the only undefeated team in the AWA. They tie the game up there. Josh Campanero swings at strike one right there. The only other team that had a hard-fought start was the Aces, but they lost last week.
And early on this year, you're kind of seeing it from everyone hitting-wise with the Pilots. I mean, I think that's Keaton's second or third home run. You got Brad hitting home runs. DJ went yard off his brother earlier. You got Mark, and then Josh smacking it all over. So, I mean, probably the toughest 1 through 5 in the whole league.
And early on in the year, the two favorites to win it all have to have been the Pilots and the Enforcers. Pilots really just turned into another gear, and I don't know if you can speak to it, but the Enforcers it's got to just be a World Series slump even, they got there, they just...
Kind of lost right now, if I do say so myself, We're used to battling out with the Pilots, having those games, so getting swept is not something we're really used to, and I just credit it to the Pilots. They're a really good ball club, and they got the best of us last week.
Fouls that off to remain full. Enforcers, Jake Oliver, Drew Williams, he quick pitches there, and he fouls it back. A rare trio of double-digit home runs. That's the only time that's happened in the AWA history of 3 players over 15. And maybe how it goes is once you have that kind of success, you don't want to walk, you don't want to. You like hitting dingers, so maybe people are starting to pitch around you.
We've been kind of talking about that a little bit. So I mean, one thing that the Enforcers are kind of lacking so far this year is definitely in the home run department. So.
And that is in play, and that's a fair ball, and he misses. Did not hit him, and Josh is going crazy, and he got him. Don't know what Josh was thinking. He just, you know, he was really feeling himself after running that one out. That's going to be a tough one to score. But Dominic did well to hold that in the field of play, missed Josh on the overthrow, and Josh thought he could catch everyone sleeping by getting a quick bag there, but unfortunately, the Mojo were ready to get him.
Yeah, Josh thought he had a free bag there. He thought everyone was just kind of putting their heads down, and he's like, he gets beaten there for the out.
That'll be 2 outs now here in the top of the second. And there's that pitch.
Come on. Go, Brad.
First time you face Dominic, it's always the hardest.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, with 9 games, this might be the only time the Pilots will face Dominic.
Looks juicy, huh?
I see Tom out there. I mean, he's changing up his pitching motion and everything. Can't be easy there as a hitter.
Brad McGinnis in an 0-2 hole here. Don't think he was swinging there.
Yeah, I wonder if that little paw had him, like, what is going on here? I'm not swinging at this. Yeah.
Just misses again.
Those eyes, huh?
If Dominic can get that slider to hit, he hasn't really been able to in the past that much. Gets him there, strike 3. He could really be a top contender for the Cy Young as he's done so far. That'll end the inning. 1-1 remains the score as we head to the bottom of the second.
YouTube for a full viewing experience. If you're on YouTube, join Fantasy Wiffle Ball, where you can make a free lineup and win prizes. Tyler Clout will step
in here, the bottom of the second inning. So he watches one miss from DJ Oliver, 1-0. Tyler has been very good at getting on base with the walk. Hits have been a different story.
Yeah, you see his average is a little down to start the year, hitting below 200 right now, but his walks are, I mean, he's got 9 walks so far this year, so he's getting on base.
And coming with taking some time off, kind of getting adjusted to it. He is taking pitches, as you see there, as he walks again, but, you know, hits a little bit harder to come by. And speaking of hits hard to come by, Austin Whitehouse trying to help his squad out here. And DJ knows, being the good pitcher he is, he knows that Austin has been susceptible to that outside slider.
Yep.
And once Austin realizes, as he does so right there, once he realizes the slider that's coming right, looking like it's going to hit him, swings at those sliders, he'll be okay.
Yeah.
Right now, it's kind of in his head. He's swinging at those sliders that are going a little bit outside.
It's a weird mental barrier you got to get over. I mean, you're so used to, man, this thing's coming at me, but I got to stay in there and put a good swing on this ball and try to drive it somewhere. And it's easily the toughest thing when you get in this league.
Full count now to Austin Whitehouse. Swings right there and right back to that slider, Austin Whitehouse. For the first out of the inning.
And I can attest, I mean, those sliders off the plate, and I probably struck out over half the times on those pitches, so they just look so good and just drop off the table on you.
And really, it's just it's a matter of at-bats and seeing those pitches and realizing, you know, if it's a slider and it looks like it's going to hit the zone, it's probably not. There's a lot of good players in the league, baseball-wise, that have come in and slightly struggled.
Yeah.
And all that, you know, that'll just take time. Trey Slugston-Clugston steps in now. strike one there. His average was down last year, but that could have been due to his Achilles injury. As that is popped into the air, and I don't know what Tyler Clout really just tested it, and that'll be a double play. Don't know what he was thinking there, but
Maybe forgot the outs.
you know, and with no cleats, it's tough to quickly track back. As you can tell there, he slips.
Yeah, glad no injuries.
Yeah, as we head to the top of the third inning.
Very uncomfortable. It's awkward foul.
Go DJ.
In the top of the third inning, DJ Oliver will lead it off. Deadlocked one apiece. DJ Oliver, excellent pitcher. So it's just strike one. Only thing keeping him from an MVP is just getting his average and his batting just a little bit up.
Mm-hmm. You know, he doesn't hit a lot of home runs, but he's very good at getting on base and line drives all over the park. And his defense, pitching, all that. I mean, he's just missing some of the dinger ball a little bit and easily be right up there for MVP contention.
And that ball is popped out of play. No play at the ball. That'll be 0-2. DJ Oliver's brother, Jake Oliver. DJ, a stronger pitcher. Jake Oliver's brother won MVP last year as a member of the Eastern Enforcers, but his ERA 1-2.
That was 63.
It's a ball.
Ball or no pitch?
Had his best hitting career, which pushed him to the MVP last year. As he swings right there, strike three. And kind of what we say here in the AWA is if your pitching's going well, your hitting's not, and vice versa.
Yep.
As Mark Campanero will step in, and Mark pitched excellently last week, filling in for Brad McGinnis, but you know the biggest thing on that is Mark's hit very well, but it's struggled pitching.
Yeah, and he had a great game pitching last time he was out there. You know, shut us down, and you know, just looking to start getting the hitting a little going so far.
Does not go. It'll be 2-0 count. Swings over the top of that one. If you think of kind of the most fiery competitors in the league, Dominic DeMiro's got to be one, but Mark Campanero's probably right up there too.
Yeah, these two. I mean, you see the emotion from these guys all the time. I mean, they wear their hearts on their sleeve when they're playing this game. So.
And that's a hard hit ball to the first baseman, Tyler Clout. He'll step on first for the out. Once again, that is a big out for the Metropolitan Mojo.
Getting the first two guys out like that, I mean, can't ask for anything else, especially when it's DJ at Mark. So, nice start by Dom this inning.
Keaton McKay looks at a ball that bounces in. Ball one. Just high. Keaton had the rocket in the game to put the Pilots even. As that ball is inside again. Keaton McKay stepping back, being patient here with 2 outs here in the top of the third.
I wonder if Dom's a little wary to throw that slow ball to him, as Keaton showed he could just sit on that and absolutely drive it.
And that is a strike right there. 3-1. The slider from Dominic hits.
Come on, Keaton, let's go, baby.
Nasty pitch right there. Full count.
I'll read this one.
And there's not much you can do about that.
No, just catching the inside of the zone like that. I mean, just gotta spit at those and move on.
And he comes back down 3-0 to get Keaton McKay, and we're headed to the bottom of the third for the Metropolitan Mojo with a chance to walk it off.
AWA Wiffle Ball, join Fantasy Wiffle Ball. Link in bio now to play for free, win prizes every single week with advanced real-time stats. Link in bio. And if you're joining us on TikTok, head on over to YouTube.
As we're getting ready to start the bottom of the third inning. One deadlocked. DJ Oliver looks, and that'll be 2 straight balls to Dominic DeMiro.
Tom forced to finally see some pitches.
Swinging there. A lot of players in the league have their mind made up on certain counts. Ooh. That flies straight back. Count is now 2-2. And that misses. Full count now. And that'll be a walk for Dominic DeMiro, and the Mojo have the go-ahead run on first base in the pursuit of ending the Pacific Pilots' undefeated run, currently 4-0 in league play. Tyler Clout will step in here looking to get on base here. He's made some good plays at first base.
I don't know if I should say it after what happened last week with me and Mark, but DJ's throwing a no-hitter right now. We'll see if Tyler can break that up.
Swings right there. If you're wondering how they got a run, it was an odd occurrence in the AWA. The run came in after being walked to third after the ball was hit in play, and it hit the fielder. Just 2-2 count. Full count, and with batters like Tyler who walk a lot, it's always a mind game with the pitcher. And that will be ball 4. And a runner moves into scoring position. Didn't think we'd ever see a potential chance of seeing it again, but last week, Josh Gradwell threw a 4-inning no-hit, but lost.
Yeah, you don't see that too often, and we might be on the verge of another one here. You need your offense to come and show out for you sometimes, and when they don't do that, you get in situations like this.
Nice pitch right there, strike 1. Bounces that one in. And that slider all day has been getting to Austin Whitehouse. Goes right back to it. Don't mess with it if it ain't broke.
Yeah, you wonder if DJ, when Austin comes up, he's just thinking, I'm just going to pop sliders.
And there it is. Another slider, a slow bender, and that'll be the first out of the inning. The Pilots aren't out of the water just yet.
Yeah,
Trey Cluxton.
Seems like Austin's just he's close. He's just got to be a little more stingy on those sliders off the plate and just get ready to rip those ones coming at him, and I think he'll be just fine.
A lot of times, just unlucky when you're guessing on the pitches, and he's just been swinging at the sliders that are breaking out rather than breaking in.
Good.
Trey Cluxton looks at ball 1. 2-0. Trey Slugston really starting to build on his offensive prowess. That's 1 and 2 now, or 2 and 1.
You can tell Trey, man, he wants that pitch back.
Swings out in front of that slider, and you know, sometimes if your slider's not working, sometimes it'll work to your benefit.
Exactly.
You know, some of the issues we see in the AWA here with high ERAs is, you know, I go to your teammate Jake Oliver, and you know, his problem is he throws too many strikes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just low. Full count now. Trey Cluxton. And that is a nasty pitch. Strike 3, and that'll be the second out of the inning. And who else but Dominic DeMiro has a chance to walk it off here. Runner on second base here in game 2. If you're joining us on TikTok, head on over to YouTube, link in bio.
Dom has the potential to put the team on his back, so to say, at this game. I mean, he's got the lone RBI, he's been pitching a gem, and he can end it right here for the Mojo with one swing. You know he's looking to do that.
DJ Oliver just trying to pitch around the only guy that's kind of gotten a hold of him. Has Dominic got a grand slam in game 1 as Luke's at 1-1. Calls it just back, 1-1 count. As a hitter, you got to love the situation. He looks at strike 2 there, you know, striking out. You don't lose the game for your team, tie game, but if you get a hit,
you're the hero.
Got him, strike 3. And we're headed to extras. Free wiffle ball. Top of the 4th, here we come. Come on, Josh, it's dinger. Getting ready to start the 4th inning here in this pitcher showdown. DJ Oliver through 3 no-hit innings. As we head into the 4th. The game is still deadlocked, 1 apiece. You really got to look back at that one Mojo run that just barely beat out in kind of a niche rule here in wiffle ball.
Yeah, I mean, without that, I mean, this would be a different game right now, and Mojo will take it down. They're trying to win the series, win this game, and knock off the Mojo. I mean, knock off the Pilots.
Every run counts in wiffle ball, especially if you're facing Dominic DeMiro and DJ Oliver.
Yeah.
And here we go.
Base runners, bro. Let's go.
So that one there, ball 1. One thing about the Pilots is they don't go down without a fight.
No.
And that's a hard hit ball down to the first baseman, Tyler. Excellent play there to get the out. Tyler had a couple of hiccups in the field, base running, took a little bit too far of a lead, and 1 error at first, but other than that, he's had some excellent plays.
Yeah, stuck with that tough hop there. It was a hard hit ball by Josh, and got the easy out at first.
Pilots have led the league since entering as an expansion team in 2022 with walk-off wins.
Wow.
As Brad's swinging over the top of that one, and Dominic gets him. He got him there for the out. And that was a very interesting way to make that play. I don't know if that's the way I would have gone about it, but it does the job.
Made that a little harder than he had to on himself, but ultimately gets the out and gets to chuckle about it with his teammates afterwards.
And just like that, that's a quick 2 outs. And DJ Oliver will step in here trying to help his team out. And it's that slow pitch that has just gotten a hold of these Pilots, and it's just at some point one of those pitches gotta catch a little bit too much of the plate or something.
Yeah, I mean, you saw right there. If DJ would have connected on that one, I think that one would have been on the moon, honestly. I mean, he swung so hard at that. Jeez.
They get a quick time here. 0-2 count to DJ Oliver. I wonder if these Pilots are looking for that ephus.
Keaton's the only one that's been able to get on him for it, so.
It's these golfers.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's fouled off. Don't know if that would have hit the zone, but it was a little too close to tell. Count remains 0-2.
Bring it home, John B.
Does well to fight that one off.
Is this straight down?
A little bit of a good battle here as we're getting ready for the 5th pitch of the at-bat.
Okay, I'll just forgive you.
0-2.
I was just checking with you.
Got him, strike 3, and we are headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. Remains 1-1. Can you pause for a sec?
Pause.
On you. TV timeout. This is AWA on the We're building a brand new facility. We're going to have the most simulators on the planet. It's not going to be fun.
And here we go. And here we go, getting ready to start the bottom of the 4th. Mojo in another position to walk this game off.
Pitch just missed right there.
And that'll be 2 balls. How many walks does Tyler have today?
He has 3 this game, and looks like those are the 3 walks he has today total.
It's not bad.
No, not bad at all.
It's right there.
Kind of the table setter for the team.
And that looked juicy, but he lays off of it. And he will walk, and you hear a little chirping out there from Mark Campanero.
So then he said, I'm good.
As we get late in the game.
Yeah, you tend to hear it from the defense sometimes, and you don't swing the bat at least once.
And it's funny how that works. You know, everyone's good friends.
Yeah.
You get in the game, and everything changes, goes out the window. Mark Campanero, one of the nicest guys off the field, and in the game, I don't really want to face him.
I'll even attest. I mean, my teammate Josh and me, we get into it not with each other. I mean, we're very competitive guys, and everyone out here loves to win. So
we'll see if Austin Whitehouse can find a little success here against DJ. First pitch swinging. Too, and you know, DJ's one of those pitchers, he just knows how to pitch batters.
Yep.
Good eye, yeah, good hold there, but.
And yeah, like I was saying, I mean, if I'm DJ, I'm just pounding sliders to Austin until he shows me that he can hit it.
Oh boy, good hold.
Hits him there, 2-2. And Austin has swung at those sliders that break on the plate, but unfortunately just hasn't gotten a hold of it. He has taken a little bit of time off, so we'll take time. And that was the pitch to swing at. Unfortunately, goes right behind him. Strike 3. And that'll be the first out of the inning. And if you're Austin Whitehouse, what would you tell him kind of struggling in there right now?
I mean, that's the swing you want right there. It's just not the location that he wanted. I mean, that was top of the zone right there, and you know, good swing on the slider, but just seemed to miss the bat there.
Trey Cluxton will step in. And that ball is going back, but it was caught from Brad McGinnis. Trey Cluxton just misses it. And Trey has been on DJ all day, as there's 2 outs now in the inning here in the bottom of the fourth, and Dominic DeMiro steps in. Looks at strike one. Strike two, and you gotta wonder if this keeps going like this, when is this game gonna end?
Yeah, I mean, both these pitchers.
As that's a hard hit ball, and it misses. And just as we say that, DJ Oliver loses the no-hitter. But you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. You know, you have a no-hitter through three, your team just can't pick you up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, every inning you're facing guys like Dom or Mark or something like that. I mean, you're bound to give up a hit eventually. So
3-hit innings of wiffle ball is one thing, but 4-hit innings is
that's
a completely different story.
Once we start getting into these extra innings, it's no-hitters go away pretty fast.
If you're just joining us on TikTok, head on over to YouTube, link in bio. If you're on YouTube, Fantasy Wiffle Ball, link in bio, free to play, to win prizes every week. Tyler Clout will step in here now with runners on first and second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Just misses. Ball one. 2-0. Gotta wonder what Mark might say here if Tyler walks again.
Tyler seems unfazed up there. You know, he's more worried about winning the game than what Mark has to say, I'm sure.
So he looks at a strike there. It's one thing to walk against a poor hitter, or a poor pitcher, but that's a nasty pitch there from DJ. A walk against DJ is definitely not something to get down about.
No.
Fouls that off. Remains full count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. 1-1 is the score. Runners on first and second for Tyler Clout. Just misses, and Tyler Clout continues his walking spree. He's got to be towards the top of on-base percentage, if we're being completely honest right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's leading the league in it right now.
Here we go, Austin, big spot right here. Had a couple games played last year with the Nighthawks, but is considered a rookie. He's had a tough go here today facing DJ Oliver, and for most rookies facing DJ Oliver, that's just what the result you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, this game specifically is 0 for 4 with a caught looking, swinging, caught looking, and swinging strikeout. So we'll see if he can finally turn it around here in his 5th at-bat of the game.
So we're saying he's got a golden sombrero. What is 5?
I'd have to say the diamond sombrero or something like that. Something you don't want to have.
That's just a bit high, and you know, maybe that's the coaching staff said to him, you know, do not. Wait, is that?
Hey, hold on. That's only 3 balls.
No, that's 4. These are 5 pitches. That was 5 pitches.
We both got.
All right, whatever.
DJ knows.
All right.
I didn't know. I guess that's a walk-off.
With that mandatory swing rule was crazy last week.
Everyone in the booth
I mean, I'll go back.
thought
I thought that was 5
it was 3-1, but walk-off walk,
There's a few times where you guys didn't swing.
and that'll end the game there. The Mojo take it 2-1, and we're headed to game
game's over.
3.
I didn't swing though. It was a 3.
No.
We're still in the field. Is there actually a
No. It's only it's certain situations.
And I think we're going to send it down to Molly here right now.
What's up, ballers? I'm Molly Foley here with Tyler, and congratulations to the Mojo on the win this evening. Tell me a little bit, some of your patience at the plate there led to a walk, ultimately scoring a run here for your team. Tell me about some of your thought process there.
Well, we know we like to swing in this league, but DJ was throwing a no-hitter, and I just had to make some stuff happen and be a little bit more patient, get some runners on, and put some pressure on him.
That's fantastic. And now, Tyler, I understand that you are a returner to Wiffle Ball now after a season off. Yes. Tell us about your decision to come back now for 2023.
Well, I played a couple years before last year, but it was just taking the time for the one-year-old child at the time, taking some time to hang out with him all summer. But now he's a little older, knows what's going on, and can visit, watch the games, and kind of root for me. So it's kind of cool.
That's fantastic. And I've seen your baby, and he's absolutely precious. So thanks so much, Tyler, and good luck.
So like he literally just like yeah, you know what I'm saying? Struck out 4 times. No, I know.
Mark, same. Who's pitching? Brad. Same lineup.
Wait, Chase. Can we mix our batting order around, or is it too late?
Yeah, I can mix the batting order
Okay.
around.
We're gonna do Tyler.
And here we go, getting ready to start game number 3. Game number 3, Dominic DeMiro will be back on the mound. And Chase, what are the keys here for the Pilots trying to get a hold of Dominic DeMiro here in game 3?
You know, I was saying it all last game. They really got to emphasize sitting on that slow ephus, something like that pitch. I don't even know what to call it. And, you know, kind of see if those sliders are hidden. And if they're not, make sure to sit back on that slow pitch and drive it. Try to drive it the other way. You know, that's how you'll find most success against it. Try to put it the other way, and you'll find yourself pulling it and get a nice hit out of it.
Now, the Pilots were not happy about the walk-off walk from the Mojo in game 2 to end their unbeaten streak. They're now 4-1 as the Mojo improved to 2-3. And this is a big game, game 3 for both teams. Rubber match. Who wins the series here?
Yeah, this is a huge matchup, and I'm sure the Mojo are feeling good. They got Dom on the mound. That's where Pilots have to go to Brad, which I'm sure they're not mad about, but this is going to be a big game.
And here we go. First pitch of game 3. We're underway to DJ Oliver. Strike 1. That's allowed. If everyone knew it was 60, why are they?
Wow, we're hearing it up here.
Is that a test? Are we getting tested up here? 0-2 to DJ Oliver. So that seemed pretty hot out of the hand, but that'll be a ball as he spiked it.
Fortunately, didn't get a read on it as it hit in front of the plate.
And that is a nice slide piece right there. Strike 3 from Dominic DeMiro.
Got to be ready for that slider. It's, you know, all year long you're seeing it come at you and then into the zone. Now you're seeing it start in the.
And Mark Campanero hits that one deep, and he makes the catch. And that's a quick 2 outs. Rare from Mark here today, as he's been popping it a little late from Dominic DeMiro.
Just maybe not finding the barrel. I mean, who knows so far? Just early season slump.
Dominic DeMiro has been so good at missing the Pilots' barrels. And right now he is and will be, as a matter of innings pitched, other than a couple of the rare games, the Stingers and Barrett Carlo has a 0 ERA. But Dominic DeMiro, ERA leader as of right now.
He's looking like it out there.
Sub-1. That's two. A sub-1 ERA is virtually unheard of in the AWA with the speed limit.
Yeah, it's historical.
And that ball is pieced and goes right around the tree. Keaton McKay will get a hit. And the Mojo are honestly lucky that didn't result in more.
Yeah, you could see Trey kind of thought that one was gone and kind of gave up on it and then ended up behind the tree. And I think Keaton did also. He was kind of jogging down the first baseline. Maybe could have had a double there, but he'll be content with a single.
Tough to play the trees in the outfield. So that bounced right around it, and Josh Campanero will step in here. Had the dinger in game 1. So there's that slider, and when Dominic's hitting with that slider, he's a tough guy to hit.
Yeah. He's working his 2 pitches good. Oof.
There it is again. 0-2 to Josh Campanero, and you got to think right here you're going to see that eephus.
Yeah.
That drops right on the plate.
See if Josh can stay back on it.
It's on again. And that's a hard hit ball to Tyler, and a little bit of a bobble, but he'll get the out. And that'll be an out for the Mojo as we head to the bottom of the first. McGinnis, our first look at Brad McGinnis this year with the hoodie.
Hood on, ready to roll.
He looks pretty serious.
Yeah.
A little nervous. And starting where he left off, strike 1. Looking at Brad McGinnis' repertoire, he really only throws 1 pitch. But it's that slider that stays towards the top of the zone, consistently around the upper speed limit, and that often results in a lot of pop-ups.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a career 5.5 ERA, which is nothing to scoff at, and, you know, he just works early and often gets ahead and sits you down.
Tyler Clout stepping in here, had his fair share of walks, leads the league in walks, and we'll see what he does here. Mojo had to face DJ Oliver in games 1 and 2, arguably the best pitcher in the league. As that hits him on the hand, that'll be 3-1.
Yeah, Mojo will try to get their offense going. I mean, aside from the grand slam and the 1 run on the runner interference, they haven't scored much this series.
Right down the middle. Full count now. I gotta say, those Pilots hats look pretty clean.
Oh, yeah.
And that hits him. No shot there. And Tyler Clout will continue to tack on to his league-leading walks. As Dominic DeMiro steps in, it seems like the Mojo's plan all game is get on base for the big hitters like Dominic DeMiro and Trey
Yeah,
Clarkson.
and Mojo changing up their lineup a little bit before this game 3, getting Tyler Cloud, who's been walking much today, on up before Dom, and that might be their strategy this game is hopefully Dom can deliver the big hit while Tyler's on base.
It never surprises you when Dominic DeMiro's hitting well, but you know, pitching it's not your prototypical pitching style. You know, it's kind of the backyard style. Really, the focus is on pitch speed, wasting some high at a high speed, and then kind of getting them with that slower pitch.
Yep.
And that's the cool thing about wiffle ball. You don't have to be a professional pitch guy to get guys out.
Yeah, I mean, you just find what works for you, whether that's changing speeds, changing pitches with your movement. I mean, locating around the zone. I mean, anyone can become a great wiffle ball pitcher.
3-0. And that'll hit Dominic DeMiro. And that'll be a 4-pitch walk. Runners on first and second, and up steps Trey Clugston, looking to get his second home run of the year. And Brad McGinnis, just like pitchers like Alex Harden of the Wolfpack, a little bit prone to the walk. But when he's pitching at his best, like that pitch right there, just pounding the zone, pounding the top of the zone, trying to get these hitters to pop it out.
Yeah. When he's working like this, I mean, that bats are quick, and next thing you know, you're sitting on the bench or back in the field. So
1-1 count here. That's outside. 2-1. Still no outs here in the bottom of the first. Does well to fight it off 2-2. So we look at games going later. You know, games 1 usually is a little bit higher scoring. You can see the ball a little bit better. Pitchers or hitters are a little more tentative. And in game 3, as Trey looks at ball 3 right there, pitchers are really just trying to, you know, make up for not getting those hits early on and just trying to get the bat on ball.
yeah, exactly. And the later the game, you know, like you said, harder to see, and almost the air kind of cools the ball down a bit also. So.
And that nicks a nasty pitch right there from Brad McGinnis for the first out of the inning, a much-needed out. And you couldn't have put that in a better place than where Brad did right there.
No, that was great pitching right there from Brad, walking to the first 2 guys he's seen this year and then coming back and striking the next guy out.
And Austin Whitehouse will step in, and he's probably happy it's not DJ Oliver facing him right here. He did have the walk-off walk to end game 2, though. Swinging right there, and there's that slider. 0-1.
Maybe not as dirty as DJ's, but still as effective.
And the good thing about, you know, if there is a pro to pitches that don't move as much is they get up on the hitter much faster than those slow breaking balls.
Yep.
So it's a trade-off. Swinging right there on that slider. 1-2. And there's that. It's a slow pitch, kind of trademark from Dominic DeMiro. Brad goes to it, but no bite there. 2-2. Does well to fight it off. If you're joining us on TikTok, head on over to YouTube, link in bio for a much better viewing experience. So we look at the 2-2 to Austin Whitehouse. Hits him there, and it'll be full count. It's interesting with these pitches that right inside. You know, you never really know if they would have hit the zone. If they do indeed hit the batter, they just got to make an effort to avoid. Does not go, and Austin Whitehouse is aboard. Base is now loaded with 1 out here in the bottom of the first, and up steps Trey Slugston. Never mind. Tyler Clout steps up. Trey Cluxton over at third. Big spot here. We'll see what Tyler can do here. Tyler's been getting on base all day. And that's kind of what you got to do when you're facing an elite pitcher like DJ Oliver. But here in game 3, Brad McGinnis, he's not a bad pitcher in his own right, but definitely a little bit different from DJ.
Yeah, and we'll see how he responds here. He's got 1 out. He's walked Tyler once already today, and Tyler's walked, I think, about 6 at-bats in a row, so swinging there.
Might have hurt us there. First pitch swinging there, 0-1. And that was a good pitch to swing at as it caught a lot of the zone. So hits Tyler there. Funny thing about the wiffle zone is some pitches that actually end up hitting the strike zone aren't actually strikes. You know, the strike zone is technically on over the plate. As that ball is absolutely tattooed, and what a rob! What a rob from Keaton McKay! Robs a grand slam from Tyler Clout, and that'll be a double play. And that might be the best rob we've ever seen in the AWA.
I think that's the best play I have seen on a wiffle ball, baseball. I mean, wow. That was...
And that's why he won the Gold Glove. I don't know, can you win a Gold Glove with one play?
Wow. That was just impressive.
Just the ability to go back and get it.
I mean,
know the space, don't hit a tree. That's probably number one.
I mean,
don't
that was
hit
a
tree.
shot from Tyler also. I mean, that was no lousy home run.
One-handed.
Should have been a home run, I should say. Wow.
And it's tough to kind of settle down after that excellent play. Mark over here giving me a lesson on how to make TikToks like I wouldn't put it on the... Actually, you know what? After what Mark said, I don't want to. And DJ Oliver will step in after that absurd play. Would have been a grand slam from Tyler Clout, and that, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes.
I mean, like you're saying, that guy has a gold on his glove for a reason, and that is just incredible, man. I mean, just that changed the whole ball game right there. I mean, Mojo were looking at going up 4-0 again on another grand slam, and here we are going to top of the second, 0-0.
We applaud you, Tyler. Tyler was on the other end. Tyler Clout was on the other end of, if we had a signature play in the AWA, it was Peter McNeil's diving catch in our first year ever. That's a strike right there when you listen to the audio of our intro. That's what the play's off of. 1-1. That is fouled out of play. 1-2. DJ swinging at that. That's 3. Strike 3. And I was up. Didn't make the call there, but that'll be the first out of the inning. And don't know what. Well, regardless, it resulted in an out.
Resulted in out regardless. So we're going to miscellaneous skip, and then it's going to result. So DJ is going to be up again. It'll be an out. You get an out because you hit out of order. But the lineup won't let us go back.
1 out. So DJ is back up.
So Brad has to wait to hit.
Unfortunately, if you just hear that ball's in play, and he'll get DJ Oliver just to clear up what happened just there. The Pilots did hit out of order, even though DJ did strike out.
I guess like to prevent that in the future, like can we just see like, hey, like so and so's up or something?
Yeah, my bad. I didn't even realize.
I'm just saying for like future. You're good. It's all. It happens. It's all good.
That's tough. It does happen, but the rule is in AWA is if you hit out of order, it is an out.
So that'll be 2 quick outs, and DJ, that's never happened before. DJ, one player has resulted in 2 outs for one team.
You can tell he's seeing the ball pretty well that second half. I mean, first pitch swinging puts it in play.
And here's Mark Campagnaro, by his standards. He's had a little bit of a slower day.
Yeah, I mean, the average is there for Mark. It's just still just 1 home run on the season for him.
And that's a hard hit ball to Dominic. Ooh, I don't like that. You know, there's really no need to run out of play there. But that'll be an out as we head to the bottom of the second. 0-0 remains the score.
What just happened there?
He kind of ran, trying to run.
Alright, so Dom, you're up.
That would be bad.
Okay, do it again.
If you're joining us on TikTok, head on over to YouTube, link in bio for the full viewing experience. And if you're joining us on YouTube, head on over to Fantasy Wiffle Ball, link in bio, create your free lineup for prizes, weekly prizes, completely free to play. And Dominic DeMiro will step in now. He's had a fantastic, this is the best start to pitching career he's had in the AWA. Now it's all about getting started batting-wise. He swings right there. And, you know, we've said it many, many times. You know, if you're, you know, he had the Grand Slam in Game 1, but other than that, he's been relatively quiet.
Yeah. Looking to pick it up here against Brad and maybe get a nice swing on one here.
What we say is, you know, if you're pitching well, you're hitting poorly. And, you know, he didn't pitch in Game 1, and that's probably why he hit the Grand Slam.
Exactly. It's funny how that tends to work out, you know. Put so much energy into pitching, it's kind of
As that's a hard hit ball to Keaton McKay. And Keaton, of course, after the absurd play, it's always, you know, you're never safe with Keaton. There's a few guys in the league that if you hit a hard hit ball to shortstop or second base, if we talk in the Keaton McKay, the Aaron Schofield,
DJ's up there also.
DJ, Jake Oliver, you know, it's never a gimme. There's some guys that fly down first base, but
yeah, when those guys field the ball, you definitely got to hustle.
That'll be a single there for Dominic DeMiro as Trey Slugston steps in trying to help his Mojo out and get this rubber match. Watches it go. 2-0 count to Trey Clugston. Inside. 3-0, and we'll see what Trey does here on a 3-0 count. It's only respectful. Swing at 3-0.
See if he gives it a big hack here, gives it a little tip of the cap to Brad.
And that is a nice pitch. It's those inside sliders. It's, you know, realistically, it's not an actual strike if you're looking at the plate, but does hit the back of the zone.
Yeah, those are so tough to hit. I mean, because like we said, they're coming at you, and then they...
As that's in play to Brad, he'll knock it down, and he will not. Oh. And there's Dominic with his signature slide, and that is one of the ugliest but productive singles. Air, I don't know what we're going to call that, but that'll result in a run for the Mojo. Yeah. And that will be an error on Brad, which results in the earned run for the Mojo. And, you know, that's just whichever way you can get a run, especially in a game like today, you got to take it.
Yeah. I mean, for the Mojo, you love to see that pass ball thrown and the hustle out of Dom to get around all the bases and get the first run of the game.
Dom, this is an official stat, but Dom leads in slipping and sliding into the hot tub this year, too.
Can't fault him for his effort.
As Austin Whitehouse swings right there, 0-1. Right down the middle, and you know, it's just been one of those days. Austin just unfortunately has not been swinging at the right sliders.
Yeah, he's just maybe not seeing it well and just having a tough day so far.
Does not go. Does well to hold off there. And over time, he'll start to dial in that slider. And you know, this is the first time for a lot of these rookies facing these pitchers, you start picking up on tendencies. As that's a hard hit ball, and right when I say it, that'll be Austin Whitehouse' first hit of the year. And about time, a hard hit ball down the line.
That was a great hit right there. I mean, you could hear it off the bat right there. Hit squared up the barrel and drove that thing the opposite direction into right center.
Still no outs here with runners on first and second. Tyler Clout steps in here after a brutal first at bat.
Tyler absolutely pieced that ball up last inning and was just robbed by one of the best defenders in the league, if not the best defender in the league, Keaton McKay.
You start to see here, you know, once batters get a taste of that hard contact, they start swinging a little bit more. See right there with Tyler. And there we go, another hard hit ball to Keaton, and unfortunately can't knock it down, and he's forcing the runner to come home, and he's out! An absurd play, it's a dead ball right there, and Keaton McKay, another absurd throw. Almost hit the strike zone.
I yelled go. He has a great play.
And you know what? If there's one thing you gotta learn from today's game is don't hit it to Keaton McKay.
Definitely don't test that arm out there. Wow.
One out in the inning. Dominic DeMiro steps up. Swinging there.
Oh, sorry. 0-1, right?
Yeah. 0-1 the count here to Dominic DeMiro.
I think it's 1-1. I think it's
1 and 2. 1 and 2 count with one out here. Runners on first and third on the corners. Big spot here for Dominic DeMiro trying to add some insurance runs. Mojo up 0-1.
No, his elbow's hurt now. Rub it in.
Just inside, barely misses. You're just joining us. Keaton McKay with two excellent plays. 2-2. Brad McGinnis challenging Dominic. Count remains 2-2. Just outside, and the count is now full. You know, with a hitter like Dominic, a walk isn't always the worst thing.
He's showing some great discipline this at bat.
And that ball is absolutely destroyed. 3-run shot, Dominic DeMiro. And he now ties the league lead with 3 home runs. Trying to cement himself as the Silver Slugger. That'll now increase to
Destroyed. Opposite field down. Feeling good today. Finally got the hitting to work while he's pitching. And gives himself a nice 4-0 lead in the bottom second. You know, to win the series from the top of the third.
It makes you think, you know, the Pirates are on DJ. What kind of team would this be? You know, pitching is just so important in wiffle ball, especially in the AWA, where you can't just blow the ball by guys.
Yeah, you saw. We got a little taste of what the Pirates were like around DJ the first year. He was on the fourth series.
Yeah, this team before DJ Oliver, first team in the league. Got the number 2, actually second in the team. He got the number 2 overall pick. Traded with the Stingers.
Big trade.
And funny thing is, the Stingers ended up winning the World Series the next year, so it didn't change anything.
Turned it around a little better for the Stingers there. The
Still.
Pilots are a great team still.
And that's a ball hit hard to the pitcher for the out. And that'll be 2 outs in the inning. Good play there from Brad McGinnis. And, you know, if Brad McGinnis starts to have little issues on the mound, you think Mark Campanero will come in? He pitched pretty well last game.
I think so. You know, I think they got faith in Brad, and they'll ride him for a while. But yeah, like I said, if something really goes wrong, then I wouldn't be surprised to see. I mean, I even saw Josh warming up and getting during game 2, so that might be an option for them. I think he's a lefty pitcher, so that'd be different.
It's really all about, as we look at strike 2 to Austin Wiles, it's really all about different looks. You know, if you can change up how the pitcher is lobbing in, you know, from pitcher to pitcher, how can you throw off the batter's timing?
Yep, exactly.
So that's foul back. You know, sometimes hitters, you know, if you pitch a pitcher 2 games in a row, the opposing team can start to pick up on tendencies. It's a little bit easier. We didn't see the case with DJ. He kind of got lit up in game 1 and figured out game 2, but for most pitchers.
Yeah, like I said, it's all about picking up those tendencies, though. Some that anything you can get to get a little advantage, so you know what's coming and get ready for that pitch.
Does not go. Full count. And that does well, just a bit late. Austin Whitehouse had a hard hit ball in his last at bat. We'll see if he can continue. It hits the producer's booth.
Twos or full?
Full count. And then just a little late again.
Can you catch it off the roof?
You can, but it's not now. As the count remains full.
You can, but
Yeah.
not now.
Full count. Does well, and Austin's seeing it better here. 3 straight foul balls, and this is a marathon at bat.
Yeah, and you were saying he got that taste for his first hit, and he's swinging us, trying to make some solid contact and fighting up here.
And pops it up again just a little late. I don't know if the slide there from Josh was necessary, but it'll do the job as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Score 4-0.
Getting dirty.
Keep going more.
If you're joining us on TikTok, head on over to link in bio for a full viewing experience on YouTube. If you're joining us on YouTube, head to fantasywiffleballplayertrader.net for full live streaming or fantasy-free wiffle ball experience. So you look at pitch 1.
Great eye. We base runner. Let's go.
To the MVP of, honestly, this whole series, regardless of how it turns out after his absurd play. Hopefully you'll be seeing it circulate TikToks later this week.
Yeah.
Keith McKay could be the best play of all time.
Definitely the best play I've ever seen in my entire life.
There's some plays that are a matter of being lucky, and there's others that get lucky, but there's just that's a hard hit ball. Trey Cluxton knocks it down, and
There you go. Yeah.
back to what I was saying is, some plays, you can get lucky, but there's just no way you can get to that position to make a play if you just don't have the ability.
Yeah, and it just speaks to his almost like sixth sense in a way, where he just kind of gravitated towards the ball and just knew exactly what to do when he put himself in the right position.
They'll get on with a single, and up steps Josh Campanero, the number 2 overall pick from Utah Bothell 2 years ago. A lot of people question that pick 2 years ago as it's fouled off from his brother picking him. Maybe it was just kind of a clubhouse thing.
Yeah, it's like, stick with who you know and keep it in the family.
That's a hard hit ball. He's been pretty active there, Tyler Cloud, as he steps on first for the out.
Hey, all good. He moves over to
The
third.
runner will advance to
Good.
third.
Let's go.
And now we have Bradford McGinnis stepping in. Bradford. Looking
Yeah,
to,
what are the rules on how far he goes to commit?
what do you mean?
Before he comes back?
All the way down here.
Like the line?
Yeah.
Go, Brad, come on.
Brad made up in his mind, first pitch swinging, and
Yeah.
a lot of times that's not a bad thing to do. A lot of times these pitchers are trying to get ahead early.
And Dombro got this slow little episode. I hadn't seen that in a couple innings, and kind of was committed to a slider for a couple innings there, and breaks it back out.
Slow. Pilots are a very good offense, but they are prone to the slump. Sometimes their offense they just can't figure it out.
Yeah, and it's sometimes just like that, getting people on base, but you just can't have that big hit to drive them in, or just unlucky situations sometimes.
Definitely comes with facing different types of pitchers. In a swing-happy team offense like the Pilots, they're always trying to get some hits, but a contact specialist like Dominic DeMiro, not giving up any hard hit balls.
Yeah.
Not always a great matchup, and that's what you got to do right there from Brad McGinnis, getting the walk, kind of getting Dominic off his game, because they haven't had much success with him today.
Yeah, and great at bat by Brad there. He was down early 0-2 and ends up winning the battle and gets a walk, gets on base, keeps the lineup moving, and here we go with DJ up.
This is the top of the third inning with 2 outs, but the Mojo are the home team, so this is the potential final out for the Pilots unless they can keep this rally going.
You have 1 out, right? How many outs?
Oh, wait, yeah. Swinging there.
DJ kind of crowding the plate here, trying to really get on that slider.
Great eye. Great eye.
It's, and that's
62.
no pitch on the gun, 1-1. If you're just joining us, this is the rubber match between the Pacific Pilots. The Mojo that is in play, and that's just a great job for Keaton McKay to know the situation there and not run because he didn't have to. Dominic was looking right at him.
Yeah, and smart decision by Dom there to not force a throw and have chaos ball kind of start going all over the place.
Now Mark Campanero steps in. This is a classic battle for the 2021 Rookie of the Year. Mark Campanero could be the tying run, and you can't think about trying to tie it up on one swing. That's once you start thinking about hitting a home run, that's when the wheels start to fall off.
Yeah, you kind of just need to think about putting just a good swing on it. Look for a certain pitch and just don't really look for the result and just kind of look to put a good swing on it, and the ball will do its thing.
Just high, and Dominic's been kind of slicing them up all game, and maybe they just need to take a step back and look at his pitch and go, hey, he's not throwing too many strikes. We're just swinging at bad pitches.
Mm-hmm. And that's that happy medium you need to find.
There's a strike right there. 3-1 the count. Mark Campanero steps in. Does not go, and that'll walk in a run. Pilots tack on a run, 1-4. Now the score, and we kind of saw this from Dominic DeMiro last week against the Cyclones. Pitched great, and then kind of towards the end of the second game, kind of set up a walk-off hit for the Cyclones.
Yeah, he's getting a little shaky here. Walked in a run that's pretty unusual from Dom, and keeping the lineup moving for the Pilots is what you want to do.
Keaton McKay steps in, the hero so far today with that absurd play. Looks at ball 1. Just low, 2-0. You got to think if, will they ride out Dominic's arm or will they warm up the bullpen?
A couple options. Trey and Tyler both still available to pitch.
So far, it looks like Dominic just really can't find the zone here. A 3-0 count.
Yeah. Just needs 2 more outs. Easier said than done.
Just outside, and that will walk in the second run for the Pilots. Score now 2-4. And this would be the final inning. The Pilots can't muster any more runs, but the tying run is on second base in the form of Mark Campanero. Brother Josh Campanero steps to the plate, who has been very solid at getting on base early in this year.
Yeah, you know, been having some great hits early on, but this game he's so far 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts to the first baseman, so let's see if he can stay back a little bit and put a good swing on it.
And that is a top of the zone pitch right there. So we start to see a little bit of rain come down. Drizzle. Top again, my goodness. 0-2. You know, if you can just stay right there all game, you know, maybe. Working that ball is hit hard. Man, it hits the top of the foul ball. That's a grand slam. From Josh Campanero.
Come on.
Josh Campanero puts the team on his back, and the Pirates go up 6-4. Most unlikely of events. Hit the top of the foul pole. I've never seen something like that.
Wow, that was just some shot. I mean,
Right around the Pepsi
like I was saying, he's pulling it, drives the other way, hits the foul pole for a grand slam, put his team up 6-4. What an at-bat by Josh.
You've seen home runs off the foul pole. I've never seen a ball hit the top of the foul pole. Now, if that ball went over the foul pole, we might have had some arguing take place, but thank goodness it did.
Yeah, very definitive.
There's no doubt. That was a grand slam. We've seen 2 of those today. Dominic giveth, Dominic taketh.
Yeah.
This. No pitch there. 0-0. Going back, you know. If you finally see enough of one pitcher, you can start to figure it out. Josh Campanero has been a opposite field specialist in his young career. In a lefty-lefty matchup, that doesn't happen very often, and normally the advantage goes to the pitcher, but Josh was able to hit that one out.
Yeah, fights off the dry spell from Dom and puts the team ahead.
2-0 count. If you're joining us on TikTok, head on over to YouTube, link in bio. It's right down the middle. 2-1. We will be headed to the bottom of the third. Swinging there, 2-2. There's not many lefties in the league. And good pitchers. There's 2. Dominic DeMiro here today, Drew Bradwell, the rookie on the Nighthawks.
Yep.
And you know, you don't see a lefty pitcher that often, even when you're growing up, you know.
Exactly. It's just so different seeing it out of their hand from the other side, and pitches just move differently, and use the ball almost hitting you, and then it's coming in at you with a left-handed box. So.
Brad McGinnis will walk. And this rally, 1-out rally for the Pilots continues. If you're joining us on TikTok, head on over to YouTube, link in bio. And a reminder, if you are a fan of the AWA, to join Fantasy Wiffle Ball free to play. Link in bio. DJ Oliver steps in after 2 excellent games pitching, trying to help his team out batting. Does go, and that is, you know, you never like to see it, but, you know, that's one of those situations where you make your mind up swinging.
Yeah.
You start to swing, you're like, you know what, it's going to hurt if I hold, so I may as well try to make some contact.
Exactly, right? You never know what's going to happen. You know, this guy's gotten a base hit swinging backwards before behind his
That's
back.
true.
So.
That is true. Runner on first. DJ Oliver's up. And that is a ball down the line to Tyler. Tyler's been a vacuum. He will get the out there at first. Every ball today hit and play, it seems like it's found Tyler Cloud over at first. He's done a good job with it. He's only had 1 error in the field of play here today. Runner will advance to scoring position, and up steps Mark Campanero, looking to add had some insurance runs. That is a nasty pitch right there. Outside of the zone. 0-1.
You know, Brad gave up 4 runs last inning. Mark's trying to add on, like you said here, give him as much cushion as he can.
0-2.
61.
61. 0-1 remains the count as a speed check. If it's 61, it's 0-1. Yeah, it remains 0-1. And there's that looper, and he does the job again. Dominic DeMuro gets
6 runs.
gets Mark Campanero there. The big out right there, best batter on the Pacific Palace, and we're headed to the bottom of the third. Mojo need 2 to win, 3 to walk it off.
Tyler's up. Tyler.
Here we go. Bottom of the third. Brad McGinnis steps in. Tyler Clout looking to help his team out. Nice pitch right there. Top of the zone. Strike 1 on the slide. Just behind it again. He's right on it. 0-2.
Tyler's trying to find his swing this game, and he's had 2 absolute rockets for hits. One was robbed from him, but...
And that is just unhittable. Inside of the top right corner. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Mojo down to 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Looking to pull off the upset against the Pacific Pilots. And he is just throwing those balls in there in the strike zone, humming them in there.
Dialed in right now.
Let's say against any other batter, that's what you're supposed to do, Dominic. Gotta try and get him to reach a little bit if you want to have some success against him.
Make him expand his own zone. Like that.
Nice swing right there on the slider. That'll be 1-2 count. And that ball is going back. And Josh Campanero had a chance to make the play, but he dropped it. It was a tough play to make. It was a foul ball going away from the first baseman.
Going around an umbrella over there at first also.
Yeah, got to be careful around those
Look at
cameras.
that lawnmower there.
Even the count, 2-2 now. We got to wonder, will that come back to haunt the Pacific Pilots? And that is a hard hit ball, but foul. High exit velo on that. Dominic has been locked in behind the dish here today.
2-2.
2-2 remains the count. Here in the bottom of the third inning. Got him, strike 3.
Nice job by Bragg in the first 2 batters for the Mojo. Sat down quickly.
Huge out right there.
We'll see if I have something to say about that.
And Trey Clugston steps in. He does have a home run today. But right now, the Mojo just need base runners. If Trey were to get on, the tying run would come to the plate.
Yeah.
Just misses. Ball 1.
Mojo need a cover here. Home run wouldn't do it for him, but it wouldn't hurt.
Fouls it back, evens the count, 1-1. that's just a bit high. 2-1 count. Trey Cluxton being very patient here against Brad McGinnis. That's a nice pitch right there, inside of the zone. 2-2 evens the count.
Pilot's 1 strike away from the series win.
And the put away pitch right there misses. Full count now to Trey Cluxton. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Mojo down 2 runs. Does not go. And Trey Cluxton will walk to first. And with that, the tying run comes to the plate. Austin Whitehouse. He has a hit today against Bradford McGinnis, and it was a hard hit ball.
It's a big at bat for the rookie here.
Just high. Ball 1, 1-0. Austin Whitehouse had the walk-off walk to even the series, game 2. After starting the day with 4 strikeouts, he didn't get the platinum sombrero.
I got you.
Brad McGinnis missing a little bit more here later in the game. You know, some of those pitches are good if you can get them close to the zone, but when they're that far outside, you know, the batter really doesn't even have to think about it.
Yeah, and he got the first 2 guys really quickly, and now he's kind of struggling to find the zone, and it's 1 out away. Let's see if they can bear down and get something here.
When you get 2 outs like that, you know, your mind shift kind of changes. You're not necessarily as locked in. The pressure's off.
Yeah.
And then it kind of starts to slowly creep back on you. And that's a hard hit ball in the same spot. No one's there. Trey Cluxton's, and he's slipping. And he's thinking about home, and he holds. Trey Cluxton thought about it, but smart to not run on Keaton McKay today or any day.
Yeah, I mean, Trey got thrown out earlier from deep left center. He definitely wasn't going to try that again.
And you got to wonder, you know, Keaton slid and fell the last time he threw someone at home. You know, is it a strategy to kind of coax the runner and then going home?
Dupes them into it.
A big hit there from Austin Whitehouse, starting to slowly turn it around. And that ball is out of play. No. Oh.
Hey, your life's more important, Brad. We like it.
And that was pretty close, you know, it was pretty risky.
Tyler got lucky there.
Tried to call him off there, and you know, who knows what would have happened there, but that'll be a strike 1. 0-2 count now to Tyler Clout. Here in the rubber match, runners on 1st and 3rd. Got him, strike 3, and the Pilots hold off the Mojo, and they will take the series. They just dropped 1 game, and they will tie with the Atlantic Aces of the AWA for the league-leading 5-1 record. The Mojo will fall 2-5, and you know, honestly, the Mojo didn't play bad. You know, it's tough, and that's just how wiffle ball goes sometimes. But Mojo, a lot to improve on. Austin Whitehouse started hitting later in the game.
Yeah, and Trey wasn't pitching too bad early on. You know, they had to scratch and claw, got a win against the Pilots. You know, giving them their first loss of the year. It's a win in itself. So, great game here today.
Yeah, if you want. And with that, we will say good night. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We'll be back again for Wiffle Ball Wednesday. In 2 days, we've got the Southern Stingers, Peter McNeil, making his AWA debut in the 2023 season against the Central Cyclones and Red Hot Evan Cluxton. Good night, and thank you, everyone.